Love this podcast? Support this show through the Acast supporter feature. It's up to you how much you give, and there's no regular commitment. Just hit the link in the show description to support now.
There you go.
Well, welcome back to another episode of Wrestling Around, and we promised you a mystery week, and it's going to remain a mystery for the immediate future. But joining me is not Terry the Coward Peters. He's decided his football tournament is more important, but he has won, so I guess that gets him a few brownie points. But joining me is the old reliable these days is Lou Markham. Lou, how are we doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Ross. Every episode, you've been on every episode too, haven't you? Have you not?
That is true. I have a hectic lifestyle, and I have still managed to fit in every episode.
Yeah, that makes two out of three. Ain't bad. As all Meatloaf would say, meaty Meatloaf.
Is that a song? 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, Meatloaf, innit? 2 out of 3. I don't know how it goes.
That sounded like every Meatloaf song.
2 out of 3 ain't bad, loud of hell. I think is how it goes.
I think for sure. I think that's definitely it.
Yeah. But no, I'm good, thanks. Yeah, congratulations to Terry Sellout for his win.
He has won.
In the big leagues. He don't want to listen to this anyway, will he? So,
no, so that's all he's getting, Terry Peters.
Terry Peters. It's finished though, isn't it?
It's finished. It has finished. That time of recording, it has finished. And he's decided he just don't want to do it. He don't care.
It's not here,
about the listeners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe he can't handle the mystery.
Yeah, no, I think he said something about like all wrestling around fancy checks to me.
Did
he? Yeah, I said I want to stop creating high quality content for those jacks. So I don't know.
Outrageous.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it will affect Terry Peters. Obviously, there will be no feuds we'd like to see this week.
Yeah.
Which I think that probably benefits you giving you an extra week.
Well, I got chastised by my own mother for not taking it seriously last week.
Good.
Yeah.
But I will say, he doesn't know this yet, but Terry Peters needs to pull out the bag because this will cloud my judgment.
Yeah, well, I think I should get points.
Well, we haven't decided yet, but it will be taken into account, so you can rest easy there.
Yeah. Thanks.
So there we go. No Terry Peters. Are we enjoying the sun? It's sunny, isn't it? It is hot.
Well,
it's too hot.
It is, but in Leeds today, we're recording this on a Sunday. It's been pretty cloudy all day. Like all week, it was like going to be 27 degrees, bright sunshine. It's been cloudy. It's been very disappointing for us, to be honest.
Well, in sunny Hull, it's been very sunny.
Yesterday was glorious.
Right.
For the first time in a while. Couldn't get a seat in a beer garden anyway. Got on today though, but I only managed 1 pint.
What time did you go? Did you watch England?
It was after the England game.
Right, that's why you found it then.
Yeah. Sparked out.
For Sunday as well, God, there's going to be a lot of people reading sick tomorrow, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. They all started out, didn't they? I think everyone was kind of out of it by about 4 o'clock.
Yeah, that is true.
Get the tables, as old Bubba would say.
I fully fell into the hype. England have, when this goes out, we'll still only played one game. England have won the first game against Croatia 1-0, and now I believe we're going to win the tournament. Yeah, well, it's guaranteed. And if you win your first game, you're pretty much guaranteed to win it. I think that's how it works. I think so. So, right, that's it. I'm just fully bought in. The sun's out. Cracked up in a few beers. England have won. It's good time. There's no Terry Peters.
No, it's all good.
It's getting there. But before we get into the mystery, I'm going to keep you on your toes for a little bit longer. The wrestling news this week in wrestling. What's happened? I'll tell you what's happened. Samoa Joe is he re-signing for WWE? What are we saying?
I don't know. By the time this comes out, we'll probably find out one way or the other. His NXT's on Tuesday. I don't know. I guess he might. He's going to go back to NXT, isn't it? I think
that's the rumor. He was apparently out of taping, wasn't he? So
yeah, I don't know. Because Zelina Vega's been at the Performance Center recently, hasn't she? And she's got released last November. There was rumors that Aleister Black, everyone was thinking, hang on a minute, we might release him too early / halfway through the storyline. It's just a bit strange, isn't it? Well, I don't know what they're doing. What I hope they're not doing is, I hope with Samoa Joe, it was the kind of release him because he couldn't get cleared and now he can get cleared. And I hope that's the story and not that they're releasing people and then trying to sign them on less money. I hope that's not the case.
The old fire and rehire.
Yeah. I hope that's not what they're doing.
Yeah, I think it may be that. I also think maybe the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing.
Does not sound like it. Like, I don't know. Like, you hear these kind of rumors about Vince kind of being there less and less, and
Yeah.
he only tends to put the bad shows now, apparently, if you believe the news sites. But yeah, maybe I don't know. It seems very disjointed, doesn't it?
It seems like they've not got any idea. I mean, I kind of get it happens all the time, doesn't it? Even with, we always liken it to football. Players get released and get re-signed in the same year.
Yeah.
That happens quite often.
But maybe the same club, like Carlton Cole did it once.
Yeah, Carlton Cole did it. There was another famous one that actually did quite well. I can't remember. It does happen. The new manager comes in and then they get re-signed or something like that.
Yeah.
So whether they've been released, and I don't know, I wonder whether Triple H is running NXT and he said, "Well, hang on, Vince, can I have him?"
Yeah, but
you don't know, do you?
Maybe Triple H only finds out, like,
on
on the website when everyone else does. Triple H is just flicking through Twitter and he's like,
Well, there was a few reports. Was it like last year where it was rumored that he was losing his power?
Yeah.
So maybe you don't know, do you?
They've got all the old school guys back in.
It's weird. I mean, it's the wrestling business, isn't it? How many times have we seen, like, Eddie Guerrero once got released and then he come back like a month later?
Yeah, I know it's happened to people with issues before. Like Ed had issues at the time, bless him, didn't he? And I think, obviously, Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy's issue was Ed just sleeping with his girlfriend.
Yeah, it was. They decided to make a story out of it instead of firing him. But yeah, I don't know. It's a very odd one at the moment. Like, WWE is very odd, just in general at the moment. Like, I know we're still reeling from the last group of releases. And like, Aleister Black might come back. Like, doesn't seem any interest in Braun even wrestling again from the sounds of things.
Well, they've got another story there, but we'll get there in a second. Yeah. Do you think I'm not saying this has happened, this is purely suggestion. Samoa Joe, how these people have left, realise the grass isn't greener, or can't do what they want to do? Because it is still a pandemic world, isn't it? We're not out of it yet.
Possibly, maybe in Zelina Vega's case, yes, but Samoa Joe didn't look like he had much choice.
No.
Yeah, he was kind of released in that kind of roundup, wasn't it? Like, and it was a strange time at the time, but maybe, I don't know, maybe they just couldn't agree, or maybe they thought, he's not wrestling. Why are we paying him a wrestler's why are we paying a wrestler's contract to a commentator?
That makes sense if he's
but then the rumors are that he's going to come back into NXT and wrestle.
It's just odd, isn't it? It's just odd.
Because then it also leads on to what the hell is NXT at this point?
Well, we sort of discussed this last week, but NXT is a show now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not. Is it a developmental thing anymore?
I don't think it is, and this is why they're doing NXT Evolve, or NXT UK is the developmental these days, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think it would have been a lot more if the pandemic hadn't have happened. But you look at Pete Dunne; he was NXT UK. He's now on the next. He's in the title match in the regular NXT.
Yeah,
I'm sure Mustache Mountain would have been in the tag title picture if it hadn't been for the pandemic.
Yeah, a few of them are. The Hardy Grizzled Young Veterans over there for a while. Imperium, well, the three of them were all after.
Started doing both.
What was doing both of them, isn't it? Yeah.
Tony Storm's gone through both. Rhea Ripley was the first women's champion. She's gone.
She's all the way up.
She's gone.
She's won everything. Yeah.
I think the IU's in the. They need somewhere to do it. 205 Live's also been used as one. It was Santos Escobar.
Yeah, I've not heard of anyone who's been on 205. Do you know what I mean? When you watch 205 Live now and see the results, it could be like any indie promotion for me.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. I don't know anybody who watches it. I don't know.
No.
I heard it was getting better, and it was going to put like Gargano on it. This was like probably 2 years ago.
Yes, there was going to be that rumor that Ciampa and Gargano were going to finish their feud on 205 Live. I think 205 Live, in fairness, was a bigger deal at the time. It's like they always start like. And when main event started, and like the first match was like Undertaker and Shelton Benjamin on main event, like Shelton Benjamin's too big for main event these days. Watch them saying that it's probably been on it last week or so, but yeah.
It's one that I think for 205 Live says, just do another tournament. We all love tournaments. Just say, but we're going to do it on 205 Live a week. Sign some indie talent. You don't have to sign them full time. Look what they did with Zack Sabre Jr. and Kota Ibushi. Say, look, do you want to wrestle for us for a month?
Yeah,
let's do it.
Another Cruiserweight Classic. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know how they got rid of it. And
yeah,
I love a good tournament. I like yearly tournaments. I wish to bring.
I like the Cruiserweight Classic one because it was exciting. They started. They had qualifying matches in like Rev Pro and Evolve and stuff at the time, didn't they? And
yeah, They could do that again.
You could do it. I don't think. Do you even need cruiserweights to do it? Could you not just do a heavyweight lads tournament? I don't know.
It's King of the Ring, isn't it? But you could do it.
Yeah, but like we're younger. I don't know what you'd call it, but just call it something. And I don't know. The name it after someone who's died.
Who's good at Owen Hart? He won King of the Ring, didn't he?
Yeah, Owen Hart.
Savage.
Yeah.
Owen Hart seems like he fits the bill more, doesn't it? Yeah. It's the same with the UK tournament. Now they've got NXT UK, they don't do that anymore.
No, they did it once, didn't they? But it was 3 years ago now. Because England were playing the World Cup at the first night.
Was it when Zach Gibson won it?
Zach Gibson won it. And then the second night was like a weird takeover, but it wasn't takeover because takeover already happened like the week before. It was like a weird episode of NXT.
But it had an incredible Undisputed Era mustache battle match.
Yeah, it did.
Which, and the Worlds Collide, I enjoyed that. Remember they did that? That was just basically NXT UK versus NXT, wasn't it?
The second, it's been a lot of different guys in it. Sometimes I've had Raw, SmackDown on there, but lower card. The actual pay-per-view tournament, not tournament, but where it was just heading those two head-to-head, I thought was pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm all for that, right? Tournaments. I liked King of the Ring, and I like watching when it meant something. When you go back and watch Attitude Era.
Yeah.
I like watching it then. Because now, King of the Ring, the winner's like Baron Corbin on SmackDown.
Well, it's a good segue there. Were you segueing there?
I'm not, but I can.
Okay, but then we need to go back and do the results, don't
we? Yeah, what's your news on SmackDown?
Oh, my news. What's my news?
I thought that's what you were segueing into.
No, I thought you were segueing into the main point of the show.
No.
Your King of the Ring talk. Well, no, we'll leave that then. That wasn't segue. I'll ignore that.
I forgot about that, to be fair with you.
Ignore that and keep guessing, guys. What was my news? I did have some. Oh, Triple H.
What's he done?
He offended everyone, did he?
He
said fans ruin everything. He's right. He's 100% right.
He's right, but you can't say it.
Yeah, I can say it. Yeah, it's just. Well, I don't know. Like,
he's right.
He's right. Like that's it. I know that we're probably the only wrestling podcast on the planet saying that he's right. But yeah, fans do ruin things. Fans ruin everything.
I wouldn't say
not all fans.
I wouldn't say it's just wrestling fans. I think the same happens to TV shows.
Oh,
fans
God. Right. It happens.
Build it up, and it's never going to be as good as what they're expecting.
It happens for absolutely everything, right? So I had this, obviously over the lockdown, I kind of got into the Marvel films and the Marvel series and stuff like that. So I got in, when I get into something, Rush, you'll know I get into it.
You are full throttle, would you? It takes you a while to get into it, but then once I'm in,
I'm in. So I kind of was looking at Marvel sites and stuff and just learning a bit about it more and trying to get the backstories of the comics and stuff that I don't understand and the Easter eggs, and came across this YouTube channel which is pretty good, and it was which kind of looks at what's coming up, and obviously there's one division, but it was they built it up so much that they were they insisted on something. I can't remember the guy's name now. He wasn't in there anyway. Some sort of Marvel comic villain was going to appear, and it was this is how Doctor Strange is going to come in at the end, or Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was going to appear there. None of it happened. So it just kind of leaves you feeling flat where you shouldn't feel flat, because it was a really good series. So I thought at that point, do you know what? I'm not in deep in it. I'm just going to stop watching. I'm going to unsubscribe from this YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Get out of it. Wrestling, I'm in too deep now. But wrestling do it all the time. Wrestling fans.
I stopped doing it when everyone said Samoa Joe was coming from NXT at number 30. Yeah. That's going to be a thing. And everyone worked it out, and I was like, I'm ready for this. And then it was Roman Reigns again, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And everyone got so worked up, but it was going to be this. And no, I don't know. Everyone thought it. There was nothing to suggest that's what it was.
Yeah.
Somebody had a thought, and it's been passed around the internet. But he shouldn't have said it, because come on, Hunter, you're better than that.
No, it's an open goal for Tony Khan to speak shy again, isn't it? Like he usually does.
But and see, for me, this give the fans what they want. I kind of get it. And obviously you don't want to just keep an eye on the fans, but if you give the fans what they want and their favourites win every week, then that becomes repetitive and boring anyhow. Surely it's better to see, how do you do the underdog story? If you want somebody to win every week and you keep the heel on top, do you know what I mean? There has to be you don't want to know who's going to win every week. You want surprises, and it makes it better. Kofi Kingston won the title at WrestleMania. It made it better. Everyone wanted him to win it the pay-per-view before. If he'd have won it then, it'd have been crap.
Yeah. It's
but it was better because he did it later on, because the fans were disappointed initially, and he did it later.
Yeah.
I think
you've got to. I think Raven said. I've seen Raven say this before, and it's like you've got to build up, just to the point, and then just cool it off again. Then you start building up again, and I think, yeah, sometimes that can work. I think what you can't do is make yourself rules. Like AEW are trying to run their company off the rules of the internet. So it's like every match has got to have a clean finish and stuff like that. But then, so that, because it is an overused trope in WWE that like is a running finish. Like if you have like a big main event on SmackDown, chance, I think Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan, like Roman won clean, but that was the first time in a while. Normally, like it was Jey Uso running, or someone running and kind of break it up, and that leads on to another match. And sometimes they even do that on B-level pay-per-views. And it is an overused trope, but then AEW, like, no, every match is going to have a clean finish. But then the run-in happens after the bell on every match, and it's the same crutch.
Yeah.
But they're just kind of, they're leading into those, like, internet rules of, like, oh, you can't do this, and you can't do that. Like, a younger person must always win, yada, yada. It's just, wrestling fans don't know what they want. We don't know what we want. You think you want something and you don't want it. Like, look how many people wanted Daniel Bryan to return. And then by the end of that year, he was a heel because people were quote unquote bored of him.
Well, arguably the best character in wrestling today, Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
If you'd have said to people 5 years ago, Roman Reigns is going to be on SmackDown, he's going to pin Daniel Bryan and Edge together, and he's going to win every match, you'd have all said, no, not having that. When in reality, it's probably the most compelling TV that's out there right now. Yeah,
and then again, like when you look at when Roman Reigns came second to Batista, and it was like in the Royal Rumble 2014, was it? And everyone was like, no, Batista should win. No, sorry, Roman Reigns should win. Roman Reigns should have won that. Like, Batista, even though that wasn't the story at all.
Yeah.
The year after, okay, yeah, well, fine, you wanted Roman to win it. Yeah, here's Roman. Oh, actually, no, I want to die behind the shit. Like, it's just, you can't do it to the whims of that hardcore element. Like, the vocal majority. Seth Rollins is another example.
Yeah.
He should be the king. And he says, like, a few things basically saying what we're saying now on the internet. And all of a sudden, everyone hates him. Seth Rollins and Cole. Slides down the card. The Fiend. Everyone loved The Fiend. Now no one likes The Fiend.
Everyone loved Alexa Bliss when she became Fiend.
I don't know. I think what Triple H was trying to say, and what I would agree with, is that wrestling fans, and I appreciate the irony of saying this on the podcast, if you overanalyze everything and try and make it fit within the rules that you've made for yourself, you're not going to enjoy it. So I think that's what he's trying to say is take a step back, let a story play out, and yes, you can argue on Raw. There are no storylines. It's just one person wins, and then the other person wins the week after. SmackDown on Friday night, it was like that. It was Carmella versus Liv Morgan again. I was like, oh, cool. Liv Morgan wins, and it's like, okay, you knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of predictability. That's fine, but it's like a low-level storyline like I don't care about. Even 2 weeks ago, did we see Roman versus Rey Mysterio at Hell in a Cell? No. But that's happening now. And it'll be pretty cool to see what Rey Mysterio can do inside the cell.
Has he had one? Has he had Hell in a Cell?
Yeah, no, I don't think he's had one before, has he?
That would be
exciting, wouldn't it? Yeah, so I think it's a pretty good match, even though Roman's going to win. But how is Roman going to win? That's what you don't know.
Yeah, and what else is going to happen in that match? Yeah, that's the thing.
That's why it's interesting. And like predictable finishes are fine. It's like if you watch again a Marvel film, the good guys are going to win eventually, but how did they get there?
Yeah,
like that was it. Like Endgame, everyone wasn't going to be left dead at the end of Endgame. We all knew that, mainly because I already advertised Spider-Man. But like, it was how did they get there? It's the journey more than the destination a lot of time, isn't it? So just sit back and enjoy it. I would say, and I think that's what Triple H was trying to say. He wasn't very eloquent, was he? Yeah, that was part one of him insulting everyone. Part two, and again, I just think, what is it with AEW? Right? We've enjoyed them. We're coming through the show. I was like, there's some good stuff. I've had Jungle Boy's theme tune on repeat for the last couple of weeks. It's great, but I can't remember what my train of thought. Right.
Triple H.
Do you remember a couple of weeks ago, where Jim Ross said, I think Randy Orton's the best wrestler in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone in AEW got so offended. Like, it was just a God-given right that everyone should say Kenny Omega. I mean, like, basically, Jim Ross as an employee of AEW probably should have. But it was just like, they were all coming out and defending him as if he'd been, like, accused of something horrendous, and they all had to come out and release statements of, like, I think, actually, Kenny Omega's the best in the world. And, like, obviously, they're both wrong. It's Roman Reigns. But the same again this time, where I think he said something like, WWE is the place where all wrestlers want to be, or aspiring wrestlers want to be. That's true. Like, it is true. No one, unless you are like a 5-year-old, 6-year-old kid now watching AEW, like just get into wrestling, watching that straight away, you may be thinking of like growing up to be the AEW champion.
Yeah.
No one thinks that. Like, no one watches wrestling and thinks, oh, gee whiz, I want to get a 5-star match in the Tokyo Dome one day. You think, no, I want to main event WrestleMania and win it. Like,
yeah,
it is the pinnacle of what people see wrestling. Yes, it might not be great for everyone and people can thrive outside it. But I don't see why you need to get so offended by it. I don't know why they all need to be like, oh my God. Like Britt Baker's like, oh, we've got the best women's division here. Like, no, there's two here. And one of you actually waits for the NWA. But but then it's like she didn't grow up dreaming of being AEW Women's Champion.
No, because it didn't exist.
It didn't exist, and it's that prestige that's the WWE. It's always been the point, and like Jericho should know because he writes a whole book about it. How he never wanted to be in WCW. He always wanted to be in WWE because that was what he grew up on.
It's one of them, isn't it? So what are they expecting Triple H to say? Nobody wants people that want to be somewhere else. No, because it's not true.
This is it. It's like, I think if you're a wrestler, you want to have a go. Most people, maybe the Young Bucks don't anymore, but they did because they had multiple tryouts. Kenny Omega was in the development system. That's where everyone wants to be. Maybe sometimes you go in and you come out and you think of like, okay, maybe I want something else now. I've tried it. It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
But I think like if you've never been there before, I think you want to be there. There'll be a lot of people on the AEW roster who won't obviously admit it out loud. Will want to
jump if a contract was pushed
will
that
want
way.
Will want to be WWE champion. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, look at it. You think the shining example is you've got AJ Styles. Mm-hmm. Mr. TNA, he'll never go to WWE. Yeah. Sting, he'll never go to WWE.
Yeah. Everyone goes.
Even your Japanese wrestlers. So you've got. I can understand the Japanese wrestler not wanting to go or wanting to be part of New Japan, but your top stars like Nakamura.
Yeah.
He was a top star in Japan. And he's gone across as well.
Kushida.
Is Meiko Satomura in UK now?
Women's champion, yeah.
Yeah. She's a massive deal in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And she's coming to she's maybe not at the peak of her powers.
She's like mid-40s now.
but you're telling me they won't work out for over there? No, she's come to NXT UK. But you must... It's like playing in the Premier League. Players sign for Burnley because they want to play in the Premier League.
Yeah.
it's just what it is. It's one of them things.
Yeah, I just don't see why everyone like in AW and the other kind of like the IWC internet wrestling community seems to need to be so offended by everything that someone in WWE says. I just don't understand it.
I don't know what they're expecting because if somebody said that in AW about everybody wants to join AW, but
they'd read it out and go, "And fair play to Tony. I agree with like, every time when he says it's a stupid statement."
It's what you said just then about Jim Ross. He should have said Kenny Omega, but why? Because he's in AW. So it's it's the same thing, isn't it?
You got to back your own team, aren't you? But I don't know why everyone was like acting so offended by it, as if like, no, it has to be Kenny. But I guess that is what they built him around, isn't it? That myth of him being the greatest wrestler on the planet. Yeah,
and you know what, Kenny Omega. I don't think it's his fault, but I think AW ruined him.
Yeah, he doesn't seem as.
He does not seem a big deal.
I just don't think the mystique's there anymore with him. Like, you heard this like legendary figure who everyone watched like once a year, let's be honest. And he had this like pulled out this great match and it was like, oh my God, Kenny Omega in WWE, Kenny Omega against this guy. But now you see him on like a smaller promotion weekly. Is he the biggest star in AW? No, I don't think it's even close. Yeah, and it's like, he is a good wrestler, obviously. But obviously for me, because I'm a Mark. It's Roman Reigns.
Randy Orton for longevity.
Oh yeah, like Randy Orton's like definitely up there. And Jim Ross himself said, "Well, what do you want me to say? I signed the guy."
That's true. Yeah. Speaking of AEW, have you heard the latest rumors? Mark Henry is strongly pushing for Braun Strowman.
I thought you were going to say Mark Henry wants to wrestle again, which also is a rumor. But he said it. It's not a rumor.
he said it. But apparently he's pushing AEW to sign Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Which I think, and I saw because I clicked on Braun Strowman was trimmed in today. I clicked on it, had a look. I saw this one guy. I can't remember what his name was. He was on Twitter, and he was like, "This is a thread of why I don't think Braun Strowman should be in AEW." And he's like, "There's no place for him." I'm sorry, but if Braun Strowman's available, you make a place for him.
Yeah.
He's got name value. And he was like, will he keep people like Wardlow and Brian Cage down? I was like, they're not in the same league.
No, and it's like, if they're better, then they would be there. Like, yeah, I know. Maybe Braun's not interested because he's been very vocal in the past. I mean, obviously things changed because he got sacked. But it's been very vocal in the past of like, once like Vince doesn't want me anymore, I'm done. So
which may well be the case.
Yeah, the case. Like, yeah, he's got a good personality, Braun. Like, he loves his cars and hunting and whatnot.
Yeah,
you could do something else.
I just think, again, it's. I'm not saying one of those Braun Strowman's never had a good match, which is absolutely not true because he had a great feud with Roman Reigns, but nobody like Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
everyone wanted Braun Strowman's way. When they had the ambulance match and they had the Hell in a Cell, didn't they? And they had
again, an example of wrestling fans changing their mind. There was rumors it was going to be Braun and Undertaker at WrestleMania 32, which made no sense to me ever because in no way did any storyline look anything like that.
Yeah,
but it was not Braun. And then WrestleMania 33, Roman versus Undertaker, it should have been Braun. Like, it's just every fucking year.
well, Braun should have been the champion and then he beats Goldberg, and that was ridiculous.
Yeah, he should have put the belt on him earlier. I think there's a couple of people.
The year before, I would have done it.
Ryback's another one. But again, once you've put the belt on him, you've got to get it off him. It's impossible to do.
But I think if AEW, want to be players, and there is a thing of don't sign. You sign in WWE contract. I don't think he's. I think he's got a place. I think he could have good matches.
Beat Goldberg at last year's WrestleMania. If you can afford him and you don't have a place for him, then what are you doing?
He's a former WWE champion. He's not like he's. I'm trying to think of somebody who went to TNA who was rubbish. There's loads of them in there. He's not like someone like that who's just been D'Lo Brown. Yeah. He's not. No offense. No offense, D'Lo. D'Lo Brown was jobbing out at the end of his career in WWE, and then he goes there, and he's not like his main event. Even Christian to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Who they, to be fair to TNA, made him a star, and he went back to WWE. He was a star, but he wasn't when he went to TNA. But Braun Strowman is. Braun Strowman's similar, I would say, to signing the Booker T.
Mm-hmm.
Or even like Scott Steiner, where he's been at the top of the WWE cards. Yeah. And I think if I was a wrestling company, especially if I was AEW or New Japan, if he wanted to, I would be offering Braun Strowman a lot of money to come wrestle for me.
Yeah, if you can afford him, I would take him. So you can't afford him, apparently.
Who?
Wrestling around. We reached out to Braun.
He's asking for a lot of money.
We reached out to Braun. No response. It's big timers.
He did big time.
That was going to be. That's why we had no theme for this week. It's going to be a special. Just going to
Braun Strowman episodes.
Yeah, Braun was going to be on the podcast. But yeah, no, he's not here.
But that's been wrestling this week. Then that's been the biggest stories. As always, we've now got. Well, it's not the only wrestling that's happened this week. 7 days ago, we had the Wrestling Around Wrestling Federation weekly Wednesday wrestling.
Yep, we did.
This tonight is Burger King of the Ring.
Yeah, it's a huge tournament, and there was some build up to it tonight.
What did we see last week?
Well, Arn Anderson defended us.
Of course.
Obviously.
Who will dethrone the King of Headstones?
Well, it turns out, because obviously we was going to defend it in the First Blood Battle Royal inside Hell in a Cell. Turns out you can't do elimination Hell in a Cell, so it's just going to be First Blood wins it. So he'll probably lose, to be honest.
There we go.
But we'll see.
Yeah, well, that's the risky text,
Yeah, defending
it. So, he's a fighting champ. He wants to fight.
So that was there. What else did we have? We had a random tag team title match. Adam Pacitti, this is known.
Yeah.
And Tom Campbell defended successfully against Samoa Joe and Roland McDonald.
Samoa Joe can't catch a break, can he?
Can't. Well, hopefully, if he's back in NXT, he might do. But his WWF WWE run is not particularly fruitful at the moment. He's lost everything. What's going to happen? But there will be, because we do 50-50 booking possibly here. They will be in a rematch inside Hell in a Cell at Rest Around in a Cell in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks' time. Oh no, next week. Next week, isn't it? Rest Around the Cell.
Yeah. We also had Tay Peters and Spooky Skank.
Yeah.
They went up against the Head Business before their 303 match. Who will be the mystery partner?
Yeah, who will it be?
Peter's posse
in War Games. Yeah, inside Rest Around in a Cell, which is close enough to War Games, except it's just a 3-on-3 match really inside the cell, isn't it? But yeah,
That was a cage match. No,
that was a steel cage match. Yeah,
to keep the big bad wolf out.
Yeah, Peters nearly won it, didn't he? A couple of times. It was.
Peters, did not do well.
Kept slithering out, didn't he?
It does. Business Horse was hitting him with his finisher, and some say Business Horse should have left, but he didn't. He chose not to.
He was being a bit fancy, wasn't he? Some said Business Horse pressed the wrong button at one point and caused all sorts of chaos, confusion.
Some said Business Pig left Business Horse in there though.
But Peters was like literally Business Horse had to like pull him out, like literally reach over and pull him back in. It was like Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon at WrestleMania, wasn't
it? We had the Burger King. He was there.
So just I forgot to mention that when we tweeted about Tom Campbell liked it. Friend of the show, Tom Campbell likes the tweet.
He's the champion.
But then the Burger King got attacked quite severely by a new contender in the fast food division, the Nesquik Bunny.
It was a sickening attack.
Yeah, so we tweeted that as well, and it's become popular with the fairy community.
Well, yeah, you got to get them when you got to get them. So welcoming all. That's
look out for those fucking weirdos tonight in the chat. Yeah.
Hey, you know what I mean? You can't turn down.
They're gonna be there. But yeah, that tweet was like, okay, this is odd, but yeah, they like that. So that's.
Hey, if you're a listener, if you're new here and you are from the fairy community, I don't want to know what goes on, but thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you tonight, 5/7.
It was a big brown bunny though, to be fair.
Yeah, it was, and it was a severe attack. Obviously, he's a contender tonight. So tonight, obviously, as it goes, 8 men / animals will go enter. 1 will succeed, and then they will go immediately into a title match for the KSU Championship against the Burger King.
Is the Burger King fit? Has he been?
We don't know. An unusual move. The backstage brawl ended up with a DDT on the concrete, which I'm sure you'll agree. The shocking scenes.
Not seen that before. Not in there.
Yeah, shocking scenes. Not in the Wrestling Federation. The brawl started out in a similar way to previous brawls and ended in a similar way.
Maybe where the attacker. Did not get the best of him in the opening.
Yeah, it was shocking. You don't like to see it, but we saw it. The Nesquik Bunny's finisher appears to be the Samoan driver as well, which popular move.
But it is a popular move. Michael Buffer was also in action. He lost to Randy Peterson. No, he lost to Randy Anderson.
No, that was the week before us. Randy Anderson won last night. Yeah.
He lost it, but he came back for his second match. And he lost. There was no BMG this week.
No, they weren't actually.
No BMG, no trios. Our trusted tropes are going.
How's that happened? Yeah, well, you got to keep it fresh. I just said earlier, didn't I? I've got AEW and WWE for stale storylines. I can't
was it Kermit the Frog and Michael Buffer?
No, Kermit the Frog lost to Chris Jericho in a pay-per-view worthy match that you would think would be perfect for Restaurant of the Cell, but we gave away 2 weeks early.
If WCW did.
Yeah. No, Michael Buffer lost to Vinsuke Nakamura.
He's back.
And he won.
Who is Vinsuke Nakamura?
A shocking loss last week to a jobber. He won quite convincingly this week. So that was good.
And we had more. We had Drumstick versus Randy Hogan.
Yeah, well, it was meant to be a contract signing.
Impromptu.
Randy Hogan stole the belt early on. Don't know what that was about. Obviously, someone didn't save something somewhere. So he stole the belt, came out with the championship belt. Ridiculous. Colonel Sanders said that I'm disgusted. I'm not coming out for the contract signing.
Yeah, would you sign a contract with a thief?
No. So he sent his advocate Drumstick to sort it out. An impromptu tables match happened, and Randy Hogan slammed Drumstick for a table to end the show.
Yeah. And they did it again. They beat him up further afterwards. Hogan, he's annoyed. Will he get his title back? We'll find out next week.
Yeah, next week. Not tonight. Tonight's just a special edition for King of the Ring.
Tonight is a special edition for King of the Ring, which lends us into a wonderful segue. I thought we moved it earlier, but we've got it now.
Now we've made it.
In honour of our Burger King of the Ring, we're doing a tier list, another tier list. Of the King of the Ring winners.
Yeah, well, actually, Russ, it's an honour of... it's an honour of their King of the Ring. That's why we're really doing it. But it's also an honour. It's 25 years this week since Stone Cold, some said the best King of the Ring, won it. And obviously, if it had time to watch something, we would watch that. But we did not have time. So we're not watching that.
It's hard. Let's come back to normal, and I'm not prepared.
And obviously, I was in that FM streaming tournament this weekend. Lost the final to fucking Peters, which is annoying.
So was it an inside job? Have you done it to keep Peters happy?
I think so. Yeah, I put on a Scottish accent, pretending to be Coops. No, I don't know what that guy's name was. What was my name? My burner account is Joel, UFC fan. I lost. Yeah, it's annoying. But yeah, we're doing a tier list, Ross, of the King of the Ring winners. So I think the way we've not watched all the tournaments, but we know a bit about what they've done with the King, with the King stuff. So I think we need to take it into account of what they've done as King of the Ring winners.
Right. So are we taking into account their win? Or are we taking into
we'll take into account who they beat in the final, because that's what I've got on the list. And then the kind of spell as King, if you remember it. If we don't remember it, that may indicate that it should be lower down. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
right. Let's get cracking with the knacking.
What was that? Cracking with the old knacking.
Cracking with the knacking. Yeah. And I'll share my screen. This is the nuts and bolts of wrestling around that you don't need to hear, but you're hearing. Share the old screen. We bear it all at Wrestling Around. We show you everything. Yeah. Here we go. You can see that, right?
Right, I'm on it. We're on it.
Yeah, right. So we've got a super category. I mean, we didn't make this one ourselves, which is why it's like these categories. So we've got, it's like get off these exciting names. Start at the bottom, we've got F. Then we go D. Like, bad luck if you're an E fan.
I know what's going on, right?
Yeah, no room for you if you're an E fan. Then we've got C. Then we've got B. Then we've got A. Then we've got S. What? S, which stands for superb.
Disappointing for E though. You've got to.
Yeah, if you're here for E, you are like go.
Sorry, guys.
Go listen to Wrestlings if they have E. I imagine. Don't know who's got E. Jonesy.
Someone's robbed the E.
Jonesy Chat's Wrestling 36.
He's got an E.
Yeah, check out those guys. They've got. If you're looking for the E, not us though.
We don't do. As I say, we don't do vowels, but we've got an A there, haven't we? So.
Get the E out.
Yeah, get the E out.
Right, I just need to Google these lads are because it didn't sound. But let's go. Right. I think these are in order.
These are in order.
So, no, they're almost in order. Never mind, we're close. Right, so we've got first, Ross. I'm sure you remember it. Don the Rock Baraka, who won in July 8th, 1985, defeating the Iron Sheik in the final.
He gets bonus points because I happen to love the Iron Sheik.
Yeah, you had a piss next to him.
I did. Between him and Tommy Dreamer. It was one of the more memorable moments of my life. It was in... where was it in? It was in Texas. Ring of Honor show.
Yeah.
You know what? It was one of the best decisions I've ever made. The queue for the toilet on our floor was massive. So I thought I'll nip downstairs where the WrestleCon was going on before it was as big as it.
Yeah.
It was in there. And as I'm going in, some guy, I don't know, this American guy goes, "Hey man, Dreamer's in there." I was like, okay, sure, whatever. Went to use the toilet. Tommy Dreamer is in fact next to me, so I was trying not to look at him because that would have been weird.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be weird for Tommy Dreamer because he drinks out of urinals, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, but was people watching him? Well, he's on TV.
Yeah, it's on TV. Yeah.
And as I'm having a wee, Iron Sheik rocks up as well with his posse.
Yeah,
he was there. Oh, we saw him like 2 nights before. Then we randomly, when we left Kaiju Big Battle.
No, he passed us, didn't he?
Yeah, we sort of just walked past him, didn't we?
Yeah.
So you could say me and Iron Sheik are practically best mates.
Well, you say that, but I actually looked back at the Iron Sheik's Twitter from 2016
to
see what he said. And it says, the Ross Markham fuck himself. So I don't, obviously, you didn't make a good impression of him. Yeah.
I'm honoured to be cut down by Iron Sheik.
Yeah. But no, you're in good company there, Ross. You're with like every other wrestler. Yeah, just checking. Yeah. There's Bret Hart. Every other wrestler.
Every wrestler, yeah.
Has been told to go fuck
himself. Am I a jabroni?
Yeah, jabroni Mac. Wipes himself to shoot himself into a whack.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Top fella, I didn't speak to him because it would have been weird.
He would have just told you to go fuck yourself, I reckon. Genuinely.
Nearly said to him, I've already seen it, Sheik. I've watched that match with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Seen, you boner. God's sake.
You said it, but
Yeah.
I didn't. That would have been weird.
And of course, it's not the only. And next week we're doing a tier list of wrestlers with bonus.
AJ.
John Cena.
John Cena.
Yeah.
Do you know what though? Right? If we're gonna do one, Shake's going at the top because he just didn't care, did he?
Yeah. To quote the great Terry Peters, "Move on. We're moving on."
Cena tried to hide it, which made it worse.
Yeah.
This is the.
Why did he try to hide it? He's like Superman.
He likes out Lesnar's front, didn't he, for a bit?
Oh, so he doesn't like. Okay. Anyway, right. So Don Morocco, right? So you won it. The 1985 King of the Ring, which was a non-televised house show at Sullivan Stadium, though, 23,000 people there, now known as Foxborough Stadium. Well, now it's closed down, but with the home of the New England Patriots, 23,000 people there, July 8th, 1985. In the main event, Hulk Hogan pinned Nikolai Volkov. And yeah, let's see his tournament to the final. Let's go all FA Cup on it.
So I'm going to say now, unsurprisingly, I don't know a lot about this.
Yeah, Don Morocco defeated Junkyard Dog.
Oh, big name.
Les Thornton, Pedro Morales, but he was a 16-man one. And
Actually, he's beat more people.
Iron Sheik, yeah.
You know, I ain't seen it.
Saying that, I think we should put him see.
House show, but he was the first one, wasn't he?
But
so
do you ever remember King Don Morocco? He's had a lot of nicknames as Don Morocco.
Not King, no. Not King Morocco.
Dr. X, that was his. That was when he was in Action Man.
Is he related to? Wow, who was that guy I ate from NGW? Robbie X. Robbie X is it?
Robbie X, yeah. Never Cruz, another. He'd be on the tier list of wrestlers refused to go on the show. Him and Braun Strowman. And John Favreau from otherwise known as Pete from Friends. He didn't reply ever, did he?
Yeah, outrageous. Vince McMahon's also not replied to us. They're scared, aren't they?
No, Vince McMahon is hooked me up that time, didn't he? When I asked for a front row Thunderdome seat.
That is true, and you have had one since. So.
You gave one on the same night as.
Yeah, that is true as well. And he lent us William Regal when he was the Continental Champion for WA.
Yeah, what's happened to him? That was something we just forgot about, wasn't it?
It was one of them one-time things. Like Sal Vulcano was a one-time thing. It was like when the Justin Thunder Liger was.
I was going to say that when it's NXT. Yeah, it's the same. It's
just deal, one of them, isn't it? You know what I mean?
The forbidden door is open.
Yeah.
The Practical Jokers WWF crossover is there for all to see.
Don Morocco, though, he can go see. Because it wasn't a proper one, but he was the first winner, so you could have given him that on,
Yeah. Hang on a minute, what we've done here. Oh, the page has crashed. Oh, no, here we go. Date. No, there we go.
Can I ask, speaking about the page, are you currently shopping for a bathroom?
Oh, yes. Good job. That's the good job that was coming. I bought one, so I was looking for a toilet butler.
Ah, right.
I've got one. Oh, it's brilliant, right? It's got 3 devices. It's got a brush in front.
Yeah.
Then it's got a bit where you hang your toilet roll.
Oh, nice.
Then it's got a pole that you can fit another 4 toilet rolls on.
Oh, so you'll never be without.
Yeah, you'll never be without. It's pretty good. Pretty classy. I didn't get it from Victorian Plumbing in the end. I got it from Wayfair, but obviously that's why they're still trying to sell me a bathroom.
Victorian Plumbing, they've obviously not got the message. They're
trying
to sell you all sorts here.
I know, that's quite a lot, aren't they?
I'm sorry, Victorian Plumbing, but I've seen 2 things here: $49.95 and $99.95. What can it be described as like a shower hangy thing to put your shower gels in? Too much. Mm-hmm. That is far too expensive.
I won't mention how much I paid for my toilet butler. It's fine.
It's got three functions.
That's a nice tap, isn't it?
Yeah, for £207, it's not.
Decent tap, that.
Yeah, but is it made of gold? Come on.
As long as it flows well.
Get to B&Q. Get a good one in there. Wants to be one of them hot water ones. Is it Quooker where they heat up?
I'm terrified I'd go to wash my hands.
You know what? I
hear there's a safety latch on them, so you can't do that. But still.
Yeah, you have to push like a bit down to do it to get the heat. I have used one. But I don't have one. I'm not that fancy. Not yet. Not till Wrestling Around starts paying out. But I don't think it's as hot as a kettle. Okay. So when you make a cup of tea, I didn't think it was as hot.
Don't brew as well. Yeah, coffee machines like that at work.
Yeah.
It's like 93 degrees, but it makes a lot of difference then.
If I was going to get some sort of instant hot water. I'd get the big hot water tank, that with the oven that's in the white, they've got a little red handle on. They're always in sort of office canteens or, little office tea rooms.
Yeah.
Get one of that's what I'd have instead.
Yeah.
This has been bathroom in the round
/ kitchen now. Yeah, so
kitchen. We're all yeah. But should we move on?
We're better, aren't we? To
famous Terry Peters. Move on
to King Harley Race.
Also, sorry, before we actually move on,
fucking hell.
This is a complete massive segue. But I was it was obviously the Friends reunion recently.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I did watch it. Yes.
Did you? It was good. It was all nice to see them all get back together. Loved it. I was slightly disappointed it wasn't a show, but having thought now, I don't think it would have been a very good show if it was like an actual episode.
Yeah.
It would have been rubbish. However, underrated Friends quotes. I was on a Twitter thread the other day,
right.
And one of the best ones, I think, is Alec Baldwin when he plays Parker.
Yeah.
And just randomly, he says, "To quote Ross, I better get going." And like Ross has said it once all the way through. Parker was such an underrated character.
I loved Alec Baldwin there.
Yeah. Because I think Ross earlier on says, because they're waiting for some sort of do at this. Ross says, "Guys, I think we better get going." And then when he breaks it with Phoebe, he just goes, "I better get going." I just think it's so.
I don't know if I remember that. I'll have to go back and.
Such an underrated quote. There's so many. Because everyone knows it. Also, underrated quotes is Ross because I've worked out he's the best character.
Yeah,
especially later Ross, early Chandler Bing, later Ross.
Right,
they're the best characters. When Ross wants to kick back with a beer, a cold beer.
Yeah, mine stole my newspaper.
It's like a cross.
I don't think it's anything like that, is it? But yeah, it was good. It's a good show. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed hearing particularly about David Beckham's favourite Friends episode. That was an important.
Yeah, BTS, they were kicking off, weren't they?
Yeah. Justin Bieber dressed as a potato.
And, a genuine inspiration, Malala.
Yeah.
So David Beckham, BTS, and Malala. Yeah. There we go.
And I thought James Corden was all right. I know he got a bit of stick. I didn't see the issue. But it was good host.
Yeah, but he's one of them anyway. The Americans love that kind of thing, don't they? Because I watched the other day. It's completely sidetracking. But Tip isn't here to keep us to quote Tip Peters. Move on. I watched the other day. Jimmy Fallon. It was on Sky Comedy, I think. I was just on after I was watching John Oliver.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Fallon, if you're listening, long shot. You're not funny.
Whoa!
No, he was. I watched it.
He's a big wrestling fan, Fallon.
Oh, I know. I watched it for 10 minutes, and it was just the worst thing I've ever seen.
He found everything else hilarious, though, didn't he?
He was doing some news thing, and he was instead of saying the news, he was playing clips.
Yeah,
like music clips, and I just thought
he's the biggest one, so he's got to be safer, right? Because he took over Leno's, didn't he?
Yeah, I was just watching it thinking, no wonder James Corden's a success over it.
I was always a Letterman guy. I thought Letterman was hilarious. I could have got free tickets to see Letterman, but I already had Nick's tickets the same night.
Is he the old fellow Letterman?
Yeah, he's retired now. He's got a Netflix show now.
Right.
A massive beard all of a sudden.
There you go.
Yeah, I thought he was great, but I thought Corden was all right. And I thought Fallon's all right.
I've not ever seen anything else. I've just watched this 10 minutes. It just was not funny.
Gosh, you've definitely seen more Fallon, because when you go to a WWE show and they show all the highlights of them in like pop culture shows,
yeah, but only like
they're always on.
It's only John Cena in a rank suit waving at everyone.
Is that you have seen Triple H lip syncing Frozen? No, Moana 1,000 times.
Is it Moana?
Yeah.
I thought it was Frozen.
Moana.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
underrated Disney film, Moana.
I like the one where they put Big Show in a phone box. that was on Fallon.
Yeah, anything with a Big Show is just above everything else.
Yeah, there was a game where they were trying to fit as many people as they could in a phone box or something. Or you lost, and then someone like got a question mark. So instead of like a small person going in, the Big Show had to go in instead.
I'd love to see the Big Show on one of them games. You know where they put loads of like dollar bills in the phone box.
Oh yeah,
you got to catch him.
Yeah,
I'd love to see Big Show do that.
Amazing. Grab from top of it.
I just think that'd be good too, because he dropped something and be able to get down with it.
Yeah, they need to do another wrestling fought by ad.
Did they do one before?
Yeah, it was like with British wrestlers, like before
Doug Williams?
before they were really famous. But yeah, it was Doug Williams. I want to say it was Nick Aldis as well. Oh, it was Nikki Cross.
All right.
And there was one of them didn't make it, bless him, but the rest of them, I think they were like Frontier at the time.
Right.
But yeah, it's actually all wrestlers. No, it can't be Sheamus.
Did that guy not make it because he got the end one wrong and he picked the Tiger room?
I don't know what he did.
Or is he like still trapped because his egg timer thing, sand timer went down?
Yeah, just got stuck with the Tiger.
And then didn't bother saving him. They went to get it.
I was going to say Les Dennis, Leslie Grantham. Who gets in there? That'd be a different show, wouldn't it? You trapped with the Tigers.
Les Dennis.
Terrible.
Oh, I paid money to see that. That is right. BBC, ITV, Channel 4, Channel 5, whoever. This is an idea for you. I want full credit. Les Dennis recreates old TV shows.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll do that, yeah.
A bit like Alan Carr now on ITV, but
I always get him confused with Keith Chegwin anyway, so if we get like Naked Fought by Les Dennis, then I'm
rest in peace, Keith Chegwin.
Rest in peace, Keith Chegwin. But he's coming back to Wrestling Around weekly Wednesday. I'm joking. We've got enough dead guys on.
That's crass even for us.
Is it? We've got Bob Ross, Randy Anderson,
Bob Ross dead?
Bob Ross died like 1996.
How did he?
You've had like 2 living years with Bob Ross, and that's it.
I thought he brought a new TV show.
Well,
we just watching old repeats.
Yeah, you could follow him on Twitter, Instagram, but yeah, he's dead.
Oh, right.
Been dead for like 25 years.
Yeah, rest in peace, Bob Ross.
No, in fact, did he die earlier?
He's brought joy to millions.
Hang on, I'm just on King of the Ring at 86 because apparently that's what we're doing. We got far with this.
We get it. Think somewhere. Take a piece.
1995.
Oh, rest in peace.
Only 52, no age.
No, it is no age to go. As I said, just think somewhere. Tate Peters obviously isn't here, and he probably will be listening, but he's just getting really angry for no reason. He doesn't understand why.
He's 10 in his grave and he's not dead. That's what.
It's because we're just talking about Friends and Bob Ross and Jimmy Fallon.
Anyway,
should we do 96?
Let's do 86.
86.
We've not got that far. Christ, we've got a while to go. Yeah, right. So, Harley Race, King Harley Race. Like obviously, the internet says we've got to put him like SOA straight away. But let's have a look at his path through the tournament. He beat George the Animal Steel by DQ.
Mm-hmm.
Then received the bye because Don Morocco and Roddy Piper drew in the first round. He then beat Billy Jack Haynes by countout, and then he beat Pedro Morales in the final.
See, that's not as good as Don Morocco. And
once again at the Foxborough, Massachusetts Sullivan Stadium, only 12,000 people there, and again it was a house show.
That's not as good as Don Morocco's run, is it?
But he was good as King Harley Race, wasn't
he? Again, I don't remember it. He was. Yeah. But is that what he's known for? Was this a defining moment, or he was already famous before?
It was his best WWF moment. I think he's like up there with Ric Flair in the NWA, early WCW. But yeah, for his WWE, I think this was the peak. This King Harley Race.
I think would it be fair to put him as a C then? Because his run wasn't as good, but in terms of what he did with the crown.
I think we should possibly put him B just so people don't get too angry.
Okay, we'll put him B. We'll put him
in B for now. Yeah.
Yeah, we can swap it around at the end.
This page has crashed again. This is not a very good website today, is it?
Tea Maker, come on.
Oh, where's it gone now?
Randy Savage is in it.
Randy Savage. Well, I guess I'm not even doing him next. How have I done there? Right. There we go. That's B is there. Right. Next is... Who is next? We're going to do them in order anyway now, Ross, even if it's not the same as the pictures down below.
That looks like Ted DiBiase to me.
Yeah, but it's not him next because I messed up the order, haven't I? It's Randy Savage next.
Randy Savage.
This was the... Was it? No, this again was a house show.
Was this the last one?
I don't know. No, I don't think it was actually. I think it maybe Brett was the first one. Yeah, so 1987, Providence, Rhode Island, Providence Civic Center, 12,000 people there, but that's what you expect.
Did he win it twice? Did he win a televised one as well?
No, but what happened to Randy Savage was it became almost like a championship for a bit.
Didn't he wear a new hat?
Yeah, and I think Haku beat him to become the king.
Right.
He was Macho King. But yeah, Randy Savage, what did he do? Pinned Nikolai Volkov. Then he pinned Jim Brunzel. Then he pinned Dangerous Danny Davis. And he beat King Kong Bundy in the final. So again, 16-man tournament.
He beat a king in the final.
Yeah, King Kong Bundy. So would he be King Kong Bundy if he'd won?
Yeah, King Kong Bundy. Yeah. How do you think he just walks around as Kong Bundy? But he's the king. Is he Kong Bundy, Mr. King Kong Bundy, or is he King Kong Bundy?
Yeah, I don't know what you'd call him. If you just to address him, would you call him Mr. Kong, Mr. King, Mr. Bundy,
Ted Bundy?
Oh, great. No.
Who's the guy I always think Ted Bundy is?
Ted Hankey.
Ted Hankey.
The Count. Ted the Count Hankey.
Beloved darts player, Ted Hankey. That is true. I do always get him and Ted Bundy mixed up.
Yeah.
I think Savage's... Because I knew about Savage's King of the Ring one, because I knew he was the Macho King. I knew he had a new hat.
Yeah, so he went on for a bit, and the... I think...
But again, it was a house show, so I would be tempted to put him B again, because I think house shows are...
Yeah, should we put him above Harley Race?
I'd say, because his run was a bit better, I think.
Yeah. Let's put him above Harley Race, so he's the best one so far. Right. Next, we've got Ted DiBiase.
Was this a house show as well, then?
Let's have a look. I believe it was, Russ. It was, again, at the Providence Civic Centre. But only 6,700 people, so half the attendance of last time.
I don't remember Ted DiBiase being king at all.
No, neither do I. Let's have a look how he won it. He beat Brutus the Bad Beefcake. Sorry, Brutus the fucking Bad Beefcake. Ken Patera. Beat Ron Bass on a forfeit. And then beat the reigning champion, Randy Savage.
Oh, he beat the reigning champion, though?
By count out.
No, by count.
To win it.
I
don't remember. I think he might need to go below down the rock.
I was going to suggest putting this as a D or an F, because I just don't know. I didn't know at all.
998, a lot was happening, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he won by count out. He won by was it like a no contest?
Yeah, there was one where the forfeit he won.
Forfeit. So his run wasn't great. He did beat the champion, but he was by a count out, wasn't it?
It's Ron Bass,
the Bass man, Ron Bass,
the outlaw. Ron Bass.
Not the Bass man.
Not the Bass man. No, Billy the Bass. That was Billy Bass. I think his brother. Yeah, we're gonna have to put him bottom. See how even a D. Do you know a D? D. It's not that good. There is some like wrestling historian like Dave Meltzer's listened to this like fuming at what we're doing.
Livid. Well, you know what, Dave? At rest around at us.
Yeah. He asked them before. And no, it's me and
it's you. He don't like, to be fair.
Right, we had some banner. Sometimes he agreed with me once. Can't remember what I said now.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's bad.
Outrageous.
Right, so next is Tito Santana. Spot him if you can find him on here. Where's Tito Santana? He's not on here, is he?
Is he not? I can't see him.
Is that him? Who's that? No, that's Triple H. Right, Tito Santana's not even on here, so I guess
he's not on there. So I guess Tito Santana.
But again, what a house show. You know, law of diminishing returns. Providence Civic Centre. Only 4,500 people there this time.
They're getting sick of it, aren't they?
Sick of it, yeah.
That's what's going on.
But he beat the big boss man in the final. No, he didn't. Dusty Rhodes beat him. What? Oh, he beat Rick the Model Martel.
Yeah.
In the final. He beat the Akeem, the African Dream.
Not a bad run. Not a bad run.
The Warlord. And Bad News Brown. But he's not on the list. So...
Not on the list. It doesn't get up space. So
I don't know what we'll do with that.
Send your queries to Teammaker.
Who created this? Yeah.
Don't know.
They may not be as good as Raw winners.
Xenoblade.
I'd have chosen ones. Yeah. Good point though. He said here they used to go to SummerSlam for a title match, which I think they should bring back for King of the Ring.
Yeah, I think they should make it. But that was the thing.
With some of these later ones, we'll get onto that because they just led absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
Right, Bret Hart, he's won it twice.
But he won it 2 years in a row, didn't he?
So he won it in 1991 and then again in 1993 because there was no 1992 tournament.
But he won the house show and then he won.
So he won the first televised one, at the Nutter Centre in Dayton.
Nutter Centre.
Bloody Nutters.
Right, which run was more impressive then? Was it 91 or his 93?
Well, let's go over his actual like televised one, shall we?
Yeah.
So the first round on TV was he got to buy. Guess he played it last year, I assume.
Yeah, makes sense.
Then he beat Razor Ramon in the quarters. Mr. Perfect in the semis. And then Bam Bam Bigelow in the finals. So that's some big wins.
That's a big win. And maybe, this was the catalyst for Bret Hart, wasn't it?
Yeah, 1993. So I think he had been WWF champion, but no one really took it that seriously. I think it was too much too soon, so they had to kind of like back off a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we did Survivor Series 92 where he was champion, didn't we?
Yeah.
But it wasn't like peak Bret Hart at this point.
No.
I think we're coming into it though.
I'd be happy to.
So this set up a feud with Jerry Lawler,
Who was the king, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And who did they had like a Survivor Series match, didn't they?
Yeah. They had a Survivor Series match, but Lawler couldn't go for reasons we won't go into on the podcast. So Shawn Michaels took his place.
Yeah.
It all led all the way to 1995, the feud, where it finished SummerSlam 95, where Isaac Yankem.
So we've got it's Broad and Kane.
So yes, so the good and bad. What the fuck is this? Lawler accused Bret Hart of being a racist in 1995 in order to create problems between Hart and Japanese wrestler Vikishi. Don't remember that.
What was that after
1995? So this is like 2 years after.
Well after. Oh, yeah. I'd be happy to put Bret Hart as near because he has won it twice, I think.
Yeah. And he
a good second run.
He brought it into the televised era as well, which you got to give him credit for.
And it's got to be a success, hasn't it? Because otherwise they don't do it again.
Yeah. Let's go here. But
I think put that as in there.
We might have someone who's going to beat him here. Owen Hart went next, the King of Hearts. Let's have a look at what he did.
Is this not what led to his feud with Bret Hart?
I believe it is, yeah, on pay-per-view 1994. Yeah, I think it was. He
did do some good stuff with it.
Let's have a look at what Owen Hart did in the tournament. First round was on TV. He beat Doink the Clown.
Yeah, tough wrestler.
Then he beat Tatanka in the quarters. The 1-2-3 Kid in the semis, and then in the final he beat Razor Ramon.
Not strong,
but I think what he did afterwards was stronger. I remember. Let's have a look at the aftermath. So he'd already beat him at WrestleMania 10, and then he replicated it. So he's now saying I'm better, and then they faced at SummerSlam in a steel cage for the World Championship. Yeah, which I think is like one of the all-time greatest matches, isn't it? I've not seen it.
I believe so. It's up there, isn't it?
Is that the one? Oh, was it the WrestleMania 10 one that got 5 stars from Meltzer? One of the two did, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but it is one. It's this feud is one because it was like the jealous brother, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was this feud is memorable. So I'd be happy, because it. I don't. People, wrestling fans are going to get. Well, I was born in 1994.
Yeah.
Did this put Owen Hart on the map? Would you say? Was this the?
I think the whole. Man? If you look at this in the context, it was part of the feud with Bret. I guess it didn't kick it off, but it was kind of it continued it because he was like, right, I'm gonna, prove I'm as good as you.
Yeah. Which yeah.
So which I imagine you'll try and do. You'll try and replicate my bronze medal at the Centre Parks table tennis tournament.
Bronze medal that you once hit me in the head with.
Yeah, well, deserved it probably. Yeah,
caused a big gash.
Well,
and some would say it's the start of a lot of my problems.
Yeah, but again, like don't run your mouth. If you can't afford to pay the bills.
Oh, that also could be related to the amount of unprotected tin lid shots I used to take to the head.
Yeah, but most of them were from yourself, Ross.
It was part of my gimmick.
Yeah, it was. Brush yourself open like Sandman.
Yeah, everyone thinks Sandman, but with a Quality Street tin.
Yeah, and the old biscuit barrel took a battering, didn't it?
Yeah.
But again, I would say 99% of the chair shots she took, to the head were from yourself.
I was playing an outlaw, you know what I mean? A crazy man.
Some might say he still is.
Yeah, some would say that, yeah.
Yeah, but let's put Owen Hart, above Bret Hart in the A category, I reckon.
Yeah, that was in B there, though.
Well, it's just his bloody website, and what's going on here.
There we go.
That's done it. All right.
He's in front of him.
Next. Is it next? Yes, it is. Here we go.
King Mabel. I mean,
okay, so that one is there, right?
I love Big Vis. I've got a certain love for trench coat Vis.
I'm more of a pajamas guy.
But King Mabel, it didn't work, did it? He didn't injure a lot of people. He then was in one of the worst drawing feuds.
No offense to him, but a guy that size just probably can't have a good match. I know you might argue that Yokozuna did, but I don't think Yokozuna had classics really. He's more a classic character, wasn't he?
You're forgetting Cheeks.
Oh yeah, obviously Cheeks. I forget about Cheeks. Cheeks was the guy. But let's have a look at Mabel's. Oh boy,
I'm not being funny as well, and we all know my feelings on Kevin Nash, but Mabel Diesel, nobody wants to see that. No, I don't believe anybody ever wanted to see that.
No one at all. This pay-per-view looks like they should have do some shit. Happened at the Corset Spectrum at Philadelphia. 16,590 people there oh my days, to watch Mabel win King of the Ring. And the main event was Bam Bam Bigelow and Diesel beating Sid and Tanaka. No, not Tanaka. Tatanka.
Not a good one. Not a bad.
Yeah. So let's have a look at
bad pay-per-view.
Yeah, let's look at Mabel's win, shall we? He beat Adam Bomb on TV in the first round. Right. Quarterfinal. He beat the fucking Undertaker. Yeah.
Oh, but maybe this might go up today.
No, well, semi-finals, he got a draw. He got a bye because Kyle Mustafa and Shawn Michaels drew. And then in the final, bear in mind he beat Undertaker in the quarterfinal, so obviously he's got to go against a big star in the final. Savio Vega.
Yeah.
No, I think there's one other unfortunate casualty on this list, but I think Mabel is potentially the worst King of the Ring of all time.
If you was to ask me who
actually,
was the worst,
there's two more that I can think of that may go for it. But
you would ask me who is the worst King of the Ring. I would probably say, Mabel.
I think he was nearly the third guy in NWO the year after, if you believe.
If you say it enough, Bishop will get that angry. He'll come on.
Yeah, Dave Mansfield will be furiously typing a reply on Twitter now. But yeah, right. So he's got to go F, unfortunately. Big Viss.
He has with a lot of love for this, but he has to go F. Want a good one.
But the flip side next, 996, 25 years ago this week in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the Mecca Arena. The winner was Stone Cold Steve Austin, or should I say, for the first time ever, Austin 316.
Yeah, he's got to be at the top, I think, or near the top at least. He's in the discussion, isn't he?
He's got to be for what it did afterwards. Like obviously, no one remembers King Austin because I don't think he's not fucking with the crown.
No.
But for that promo alone, if you think of like the impact that King of the Ring has had on people's careers, I can't think of anyone else where it's impacted them more in a good way.
Yeah,
some later on it's potentially made the careers worse, but in a good way. I think Stone Cold Steve Austin.
But this is the one they point to, isn't it? When he's out, there's the King of the Ring later on, they always point to, well, look what it did for Stone Cold.
Yeah.
This is the most famous King of the Ring, isn't it?
So let's go through what he did. He beat Bob Holly on TV, good, fucking cunt. And then on the quarterfinals on TV, he beat Savio Vega, who's obviously a previous finalist, Mark Miro, and then Jake the Snake Roberts in the final.
Is he not like he had to go to the hospital in the middle of it, didn't he? As well, he had some sort of cut on his lip.
I can't remember what happened exactly. Yeah, I said we could still watch this one. We've got the time. I
believe I'm not sure if this is fully correct, but I'm fairly confident that he debuted the Stone Cold Stunner in this tournament.
Oh, did he? So it's all come together for him.
I think so. It wasn't as good, and it didn't look like stunners that you think of later on. But I'm sure it was this. Yeah. It was around this time, anyhow. Because he used to do like a sleeper roll or something, didn't he? The $1 Million.
Yeah, $1 Million Dream was his thing. Yeah.
I'm sure it was around this time. I'm sure I've seen it on a What Culture or a Cultaholic or a Brian Zane video, something like that on YouTube. Where what was memorable about it was him doing this stunner for the first time.
Did not know that. But,
I'm sure it's around this time.
Yeah. So it all came together for Stone Cold Steve Austin 316 around this time. So for that, I think he's got to go in the super duper category.
Yeah, and do you know what else? Stone Cold. I don't know if it was him or whoever was in marketing, but he's the reason why we don't get the garish t-shirts anymore, isn't it?
Yep, the plain black Austin 316
because before that it would have been like a picture of Austin when you
with a crown on, thumbs up, having a great time.
Yeah.
Okay, and obviously
a lot of good things came from that.
He won it because 997 or 996's winner who ended up winning 997, Triple H was being punished for breaking kayfabe.
And didn't you find out? Vince said to him across the car park or something. Like, Steve, you're going to win King of the Ring? And he just walked off or something like that.
Nice. Yeah, he tells people in odd ways, doesn't he? Like, the story how he tells Jericho is going to be the first in this future.
Yes, and it's one of my favourite stories.
Yeah.
Who does he he tells?
It's Undertaker in it.
It's Undertaker.
Like, the business is going down the tubes. We're going to put the bell up Jericho.
Do you know what I think about Vince? The man just loves to laugh, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. And everyone seems to love him who've done well there. Do you know what I mean? He's one of those people in there, I think. Like,
yeah, I imagine if you're on his good side, you're on his good side.
yeah.
If you're on his bad side,
I imagine it's like he's done some like odd and questionable shit in the time. I don't buy into the completely. This guy is the most evil man on the planet. I just don't buy it.
No, it's a character. People fall for the character.
Harley Race, who's on the list earlier. Yeah, I remember when he was like kind of in medical trouble and like his family couldn't get out to him. Vince actually paid for the flights. And you think of all the stuff that Harley Race has said about Vince in the past as well.
Yeah.
You know, when he said like one word to describe Vince and he said help was the one that comes to mind. But yeah, he still does that. Doesn't hold grudges against like anyone except for the Macho King and his Savage family.
There's reasons we won't go into that, maybe. Yeah. He does pay for a lot of wrestlers' rehab as well, doesn't he?
Yeah,
no longer with the company.
Anyone, even if you're only there for a week or so. So I think, like, yeah, there is some questionable stuff that Vince has done by you know, like, obviously, like looking at releases and stuff like that. But I think there's some good stuff that he's done as well. And I think it's just small black. Everything's like not black and white, is it?
No, and for me, he's going to go down as the best wrestling promoter of all time because he's turned.
He is wrestling.
He's turned I was watching a video today and how what Raw used to be like, and it was in high school gyms, and now he's sold it for $2 billion.
Yeah, you've seen The Greatest Showman, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think P.T. Barnum's story is very similar to Vince McMahon's?
Yeah, he went for it, didn't he? He gambled. He bet on himself. He
went for a lower quality thing that the upper classes sneered at, still do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's amazing, like how similar P.T. Barnum and Vince McMahon. I think Vince McMahon
is the old carny thing, isn't it? For wrestling and carnies go hand in hand.
I can't wait for like another 50 years time over, and it's like the Greatest Showman 2, and it's about Vince.
Imagine a Vince McMahon musical.
Yeah, they're doing a documentary, aren't they, on Netflix, like Tiger King style. Like it's going to be like a long one, and obviously I think he's got some control, but not like loads. You know, like Joe Exotic probably thought he had some control over Tiger King when they were filming it.
Yeah,
I think it'd be really interesting. That
I think I'd love it.
I can't wait. And I think it's going to break through, and people like who aren't interested will watch it as well. Because otherwise, Netflix wouldn't be paying what they're paying for it. Apparently, it's the most expensive documentary in Netflix history.
Oh, right. Well, you don't pay to. It's a £2 billion business, isn't it? Was it £2 billion for SmackDown and like another $5 billion for Peacock? The thing is. That's a lot of money for TV. That is a lot of money. You don't spend that if it's not massive.
No. I think we've got a lot to thank Vince for, but I don't think he'll be fully appreciated until he's gone. Unfortunately.
No, but he's the figurehead, isn't he? He's where all the hate goes as well.
Yeah, but straight up, SmackDown's great. Keep doing what you're doing, Vince. But speaking of people, the next Vince, Triple H. Let's have a look at his road to glory. Or should I say Road to Legends, Showdown Nation?
He's had too many.
Let's have a look at what he did. Under Herr Helmsley, he beat... so this was only an 8-man tournament this time for the first time. Quarterfinals were on TV.
Yeah.
And then only the semi-finals and final, he beat Ahmed Johnson in the semis and Mankind in the final.
This was like before he's fit, because he had like a feud with Mankind. Because you think of Triple H and Mick Foley, you think of the Hell in a Cell and the Street Fight.
Yeah, 2001.
But he had a rivalry before, didn't he, with Mick Foley? So it's like Mick Foley made him as like a serious Intercontinental Champion player, and then he made him as a world title player.
He fought on SummerSlam 97 that we watched, didn't he?
Yeah. So Mick Foley, Triple H has got so much to thank for Mick Foley because he sort of brought him up twice.
But apparently he doesn't like him. I never didn't like him in the past to do something.
Do you know what my favourite Triple H King of the Ring story is? So you know how it's a thing in King of the Ring where they make them wear the crown and the gown, don't they, afterwards? It's the thing. Triple H hated it, so every week on TV he found a way to smash it up or ruin it.
Yeah.
And then they kept buying him a new one, and then the next week on TV he'd smash it up again. Yeah. And his answer would just be like, "Oh well, I guess I smashed it up."
Yeah. Well, yeah. As we'll go through later on, there's just some. So you get buried him with a crown, and it's just not good, is it?
There's one thing I will get to it later on, but I think there's a reason why they all get burdened with the crown.
Yeah, because it's like imagine if Austin won it now, it'd be King Austin speaking like hello, my name is King Stone Cold, and like it worked for one guy later on in the list.
Yeah, as we'll get to.
A lot of people, it did not.
So I don't know Triple H because
I think it's a C level because I don't think anyone remembers his King of the Ring. He won it a year later than he should have done.
Yeah.
The best thing about Triple H and King of the Ring was the fact he was suspended the year before.
They didn't win it the year. Yeah, they didn't win it the year before.
So let's put him C above Don the Rock Maraca.
Yeah.
Below his mentor, Harley Race.
Yeah.
It's this tier maker. What is going on this week? What are you doing?
Loads of people who win tier
Obviously, everyone's, it's just a YouTube sensation. Right. 1998. We've had Don the Rock, but now we've got Ken the Sham. What? No, it was rubbish. Ken Shamrock. 1998. Obviously, this was way overshadowed by the Hell in a Cell.
For me, the Ken Shamrock, I would put this low. Not because I think it was any reflection on Ken Shamrock. I just don't think they capitalised as much as they could have, which, again, if you believe Jim Ross, is a reflection on Ken Shamrock.
Yeah. But let's have a look at his route to the final. So it's back up to 16 men this year. He beats Kyle Mustafa on TV in the first round. He beats Mark Henry, going through the nation, apparently, in the quarterfinals. Good storyline. Also on TV in semi-finals, beats Jeff fucking Jarrett, and then he beats The Rock in the final. Everyone wanted Dan Severn and Ken Shamrock at this point, didn't they?
Yeah, because they had the match.
At UFC, they had a match at UFC.
They had a match, and this was like the rematch.
Yeah,
was Dan Severn the NWA champion?
Yeah, he just didn't really go anywhere, did he? Dan Severn for whatever reason. Dan the Beast Severn, sorry.
Well, for me, I'd be tempted to put this because not that it's any reflection on Ken Shamrock because I loved Ken Shamrock. I'm watching him back, I still love Ken Shamrock.
Yeah,
but they just missed an opportunity with him. I think he was unfortunate at the time he came in.
Yeah,
I think a year later or 2 years later, he would have been a lot bigger than he was.
In this era, I can imagine Ken Shamrock being really, really good.
Yeah, you can.
Actually, no, I could imagine having a really good spell on NXT.
Yeah,
and then just kind of get released 6 months later.
Yeah, he'll be losing to Reginald on their TV.
Yeah.
He's like Shayna Baszler. He's like
having a feud with a puppet.
Yeah, he's like Kurt Angle to a certain extent. He was Kurt Angle before Kurt Angle, really, wasn't he?
Yeah, Kurt Angle did what he did better, didn't he? But I think...
he's like Brock Lesnar when he came back. I think Ronda Rousey would be probably the better comparison.
Yeah,
he was completely underrated. Isn't it? Yeah, he's going to be in a discussion for best not to have won the top belt.
Yeah, I think it's one of the top of the list. If we were doing like a what could have been, he'd be right up there alongside Ryback.
But at the time, when did he win? 98 was this?
Yeah. So The Rock was in the ascendance at this point.
He's unlucky that he's come up against. So there was Stone Cold, there was The Rock's like coming up. He won the title the next year.
Triple H was in there.
Triple H was in there. Mankind, you've got Undertaker.
Yeah,
Kane
a lot of stars.
Debuted. Was it around this time? Has he already debuted?
97, wasn't it?
97 Kane. And they've all got outlandish gimmicks, and Ken Shamrock was, I'm just an hard bastard.
Going to beat you up, yeah.
Yeah, it would work better now in the more sports version, but back then, while yes, it's not the gimmick or the job title era.
Yeah,
it was outlandish.
Yeah, imagine him doing the Lions Den match with someone like Matt Riddle or Timothy Thatcher or Ciampa now.
So good.
At the end, he got Steve Blackman. No offense to Steve Blackman, but yeah.
Well, Steve Blackman's another one of them who he was good in the ring. He just didn't have that extra thing, did he? He just didn't have it.
Yeah, for sure. But let's see a C, low C.
I'd low C to high D for me, just because it's no reflection on Ken Shamrock. I just think it was disappointing.
Let's be controversial and put him high D.
High D. D for disappointing.
D for disappointment. That's correct.
I think that's what we've got to go for.
Yeah, and next up, speaking of D for disappointment, Billy Gunn.
Oh, this is
999.
This has got to be an F because it went nowhere.
Potentially rival and Mabel here.
It went absolutely nowhere.
Let's look at the bracket. 16-man tournament again. Quarterfinals onwards on the pay-per-view this time. He beats Viscera, former King of the Ring, in the first round. Beats Ken Shamrock by ref stoppage.
And that madness.
That kind of, let's bump Ken Shamrock down one for that. Then Kane in the semis, and then X-Pac in the final.
Did he beat Kane with X-Pac's help?
I can't remember now.
I can't. This was at the time, wasn't it? So DX, the original version of DX, Triple H had turned on them at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And China had already left. Triple H turned on them. And then they sort of broke up again, didn't they? And this was Billy Gunn's push, and then they got back together again, and that was the McMahon-Helmsley DX. Yeah. So this was in between. This was also the time where Billy Gunn started wearing mesh pants, mesh tights.
Yeah, because they were trying to make him a big deal, aren't they? And like, if it's not worked, do you know what I mean? It's almost like a Lex Luger push in it. Like, it just doesn't.
But the rumor was that he's got like asthma or something, hasn't he? So he was really good at a tag team wrestler, which he can't take that away from him.
Yeah.
But he couldn't do it as a single wrestler because he couldn't go 25 minutes. He couldn't do his tag team because he had the rest.
I just think he didn't have that much charisma.
No,
he was very much like. I was just like Enzo and Cass is the best one I could think of. Where Cass had a little more charisma than he. Yeah. But it's just a similar deal. Like Road Dogg, you know, when you think of the New Age Outlaws, you think of like Road Dogg basically, like doing his thing.
Yeah.
But they obviously went together and only together, which is why no one remembers Road Dogg and K-Quick when they talk about the greatest tag teams of all time.
Apart from the music.
Yeah, getting right.
It was. These two people have come together because Billy Gunn's career before, and he did some stuff, but he didn't really do much. And then he got with Road. It was sort of, oh wow, this is a thing.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Is he above Mabel?
I think he is.
But he's still F though, right?
It's still. Yeah. Again, it was disappointing. It didn't go anywhere. Again, is Billy Gunn the ass man, or he likes to kick him and he likes to kiss him according to his music?
Yeah,
Mr. Ass.
He loves butts.
Is he going to be world champion in an era where you've got The Rock and Stone Cold?
No,
no, he's not, is he?
And also, his gimmick doesn't pass the WrestleMania test, does it?
No.
Right, WrestleMania 17, The Rock, Mr. Ass. No, it's not happening. So,
no, it's not. I'm not. Yeah, I agree with you there. It's not.
That is Mr. Ass. Right, King of the Ring, 2000. Kurt Angle.
This has got to be. I think Stone Cold will have to stay top. This has got to be next, though, for what he did and his run afterwards. Because don't forget, he got his world title shot because he won King of the Ring.
Yeah, and he also 32-man tournament.
Wow.
So he beats Bradshaw on TV in the first round. Second round, Bubba Ray Dudley also on TV. Quarterfinals, he beats Chris Jericho on the pay-per-view. Semi-finals, Crash Holly in the semi-finals.
It's a good story. Crash Holly getting to the semis.
It makes sense. No,
it's a good story.
But I imagine it would be like
I'm sure he gets like loads of lucky wins. It's quite funny.
Yeah, and then Vikishi in the final.
Because Vikishi was a hot favourite.
He was, yeah. Was this around the time he did it for The Rock? No, it was just that didn't happen.
Just prior.
Hadn't happened yet. Yeah. It was when he was a big baby face, wasn't it?
Yeah. He was the dancer in Too Cool. Everyone loved him.
Yeah. But yeah, Kurt Angle in his rookie year as well. You got to forget.
Can't
forget. You got to forget. You got to remember.
Yeah. Kurt Angle's just perfect.
Yeah, I mean, look at the picture. It looks so douchey.
That was his character, wasn't it? His character was just so perfect because he's the kind of guy who could get away with wearing the crown because he's not in the real world, is he?
Yeah, he was like a douche who could like legitimately beat you up if he needed to.
Yeah,
which again is why I don't get why people are so low on Matt Riddle at the moment. Who has a similar gimmick?
It's popular to be low on Matt Riddle.
Yeah, it's 2021.
Yeah. I just think he's like that.
I think you're pushing for super duper category.
I would put him a second.
Let's do it, Ross. Let's put him behind.
Purely because this was his rookie year. He had a good run to the final, and you read out that list and you just know that the majority of them would have been the better matches of King of the Ring, no matter who it was with.
And when you're looking at when it projects people, he's WWE champion like 3 months after this.
And it creates one of the biggest, or one of the most notable, superstars of all time. And
and again,
it is a catalyst.
We're talking about Ken Shamrock, 98, couldn't break through because all these big stars here. Billy Gunn, 999, couldn't break through because all these big stars here. They're all still here in 2000. But you've got some even more now. You've got Jericho and people like that as well. Kurt Angle still breaks through.
That's the difference because Kurt Angle, he's incredible in the ring, but he's got it, hasn't he?
Yeah.
For somebody who's come out of the sport as well, from a legit way.
Yeah.
He just got wrestling, didn't he? He got And considering, what he said apparently is, if you get me, I can't lose.
Yeah.
And then during this, he's doing the 3 eyes and he's doing all the daft stuff with Edge and Christian and he's wearing the ring, the King of the Ring, and then later on he's putting cowboy hats on. He's a man who doesn't take himself too seriously, and I think that comes across.
Yeah, and that's good, then. It's not diminish his character at all, which I like.
Yeah.
So, super duper. Look at this. We're even now.
I know.
We've got through 12. We've got 12. We've got 2 on each one. And we've got... damn it. We've got 7 left. I was like, we're going to do it. I thought we were going to do it then. It's like, we need to put them all in one each. But no, right. This is going to be difficult, this one. 2001, Edge. Now, I'm going to say I love Edge. Edge is my favourite wrestler of all time. It's been stated many, many times on here. No fan. I don't think the King of the Ring did anything for him.
Well, this wasn't so for Angle. That was the catalyst, wasn't it? For all the ones at near the top, it meant something that they won it and they went on to then, shortly afterwards become sort of world champions, or they went into great feuds. Edge went into a feud with Christian, which they probably both admit wasn't very good.
Which was just the way this is. This is in the.
Come at a weird time though, did it?
Invasion. The invasion is just about to happen, isn't it? I remember him being King Edge the Awesomeness, which was pretty cool.
When was this? It was 2001. When did he win his first title? 2005, 2006,
early 2006. Yeah.
So yes, he went. He flirted in the main event scene, but it wasn't because of this win, was it?
Not at all. And I think the Christian feud came at the wrong time. He got lost in the shuffle of the alliance, and
it didn't make sense.
Christian's wrestling for WCW. What's all that about? I think you've got to put him maybe even in the D category for the King of the Ring and what he did for him.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
What I did like about it was he had the trophy instead of the King gimmick. I know it's an obvious rip off of the Stanley Cup because he's Canadian, but I kind of liked that it's a trophy. I know they do that all the time now, but they never carried a trophy these days, did they?
No.
The Andre the Giant Battle Royal, it just hasn't had these powers where it just appears wherever the wrestler is.
When Corbin won it was just at ringside.
I always have it to be ringside. Yeah, I saw it on SmackDown the other night. It was just in Jey Uso's locker room all of a sudden, like just appeared out of nowhere. Like, very strange. Yeah. So I like that they carried it out, and I know that's what Christian used to attack him with, wasn't it?
Yeah, when he turned on him, that's what he did.
I think we should put it in the high. Is the high D? Is that too low?
No,
it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either, was it? So maybe it's low C.
It did nothing for him, did it?
Yeah. Let's put him low C. Wasted opportunity. But I think anyone in that year would have struggled.
Yeah, and I think Edge, if he had the breakup with Christian and it wasn't over King of the Ring, it probably would have his career would have panned out exactly the same.
It would. Like, obviously, he beat Kurt Angle in the final, didn't he? Which was his big thing. Let's have a look what else he did. He beat Test.
Which
I guess like Edge wrestling Test is like, when you go to a fun thing, you look in the mirror and there's one way you're just massive.
But Test at that time, he'd been in the feud with Triple H, he'd been in all the things with Stephanie McMahon.
He was sliding down, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Then he beat Perry Saturn in the quarterfinals. And because the pay-per-view, it was the team Wreck, or whatever they were called, IWC. It was Kurt Angle, Christian. Kurt Angle beat Christian. Edge versus Rhino. Edge won. And then Edge beat Kurt Angle. And then Kurt Angle had another match afterwards against Shane McMahon.
That's when he tried to fight. Yeah, he nearly killed Shane McMahon.
Kurt Angle wrestled for 46 minutes in total that night.
The man's a machine. That's why Kurt Angle's at the time. Yeah, I think Edge would have had if King of the Ring hadn't happened, Edge would have had exactly the same career.
Yeah. And then next, 2002, and the last person to win it on the King of the Ring pay-per-view, Brock Lesnar.
Let's see. This has got to be high. And I mean, I haven't seen this run, but he again got a title shot, and is he not? He went and beat The Rock later on, didn't he? He's like the next Kang. I don't think it's as memorable as Kangles.
No, I think it was just another thing on the way, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, he was WWE champion the SummerSlam. I think he won the shot here, didn't he?
Yeah.
First time it was in the the brand extension era. So it was 8 people from Raw, 8 people from SmackDown. He beat on his way. He beat Bubba Ray Dudley in the first round on TV. He beat Booker T in the quarterfinals on TV. In the semis, he beat Test, still up there in 2002.
Yeah.
And then he beat Rob Van Dam in the final. Two Raw superstars got to the final.
Was this not when Stone Cold walked out?
Yes, it was.
Tournament?
That one where he beat Bubba Ray Dudley was meant to be Stone Cold, wasn't it?
Imagine if it was.
Yeah.
That would have notched him up a bit, but I mean, it would have been daft. Did he need it? No, he probably didn't.
Yeah.
Because he was already going to be a big star. Yeah, I would put this I'd say it's underneath the two Harts, because, again, like you say...
Top of B, do you reckon?
Yeah, top of B.
Because no one really remembers King Brock because he did that much that year, but it was obviously it was a big deal for him.
It was, yeah.
Because we'd stopped, I think we obviously moved off Channel 4 and we didn't have it. I was introduced to Brock Lesnar by seeing him on the front of like Power Slam or whatever as the King of the Ring, and I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" But it was almost like introduced him because he'd been on the roster about 2 months at this point.
Yeah, I say it is one of these things where he's in there, he's going to do it. I don't know what it's like. It's easy to say that at the time. I don't know what it was like when you watching it then. Was it one of these where it's a formality, Lesnar's going to win this, or is it?
Probably. I imagine Rob Van Dam being in there. He was quite popular at this point.
Yeah.
So you would there would be a big swell of support for Rob Van Dam. And you got a Chris Jericho, Rob Van Dam semi-final, which I imagine was good.
So a good King. Yeah, I think a top B is fine because it helped him out. But
yeah, we've never seen this pay-per-view and we didn't watch it this era. So people screaming, like, what are you doing? It was terrible. Oh, what are you doing? It was the best thing ever. It was better than Austin 316. That's where he's going, top of the B. And you will be
the good career afterwards, didn't it? You can't take that away from him.
Yeah. Right, here's one where I think everyone will shit in it outside of this room, Ross, but me and you will quite like it.
Yeah.
King Booker.
So this was during my renewal or my new fandom. So I hadn't watched since the Attitude Era. We just recently got Sky. I'd started watching wrestling again, and it was bang in the middle of this time.
Yeah, so this is a bit of an odd one. So King of the Ring pay-per-view been scrapped. This was 4 years later. I'm pretty sure they brought it back just to give Booker this gimmick, to be honest. But let's have a look at who he beat. So he beat Matt Hardy in the first round. Then he got a bye in the second round in the semi-final, also on SmackDown. And then at the final at Judgment Day, so again, not his own pay-per-view, he beat Bobby Lashley. So he only won 2 matches.
See, there's good and bad for this because, yes, he won, and I did enjoy the King's Court, but also it was that horrendously boring match between... it was a boring feud, to be fair, with Lashley and King Booker, but it was Regal and Finlay, and I love both of them, but the match was terrible.
Oh, that was the thing. That was it.
Where did Lashley get suspended? Or was injured?
No, he was injured, wasn't he? It's a Great American Bash, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was awful. And to be fair to King Booker, he won the title after this.
Yeah, this was like his big breakout, really. Obviously, he should have won at WrestleMania 19, and we can go into that in a lot of detail.
Yeah,
we'll do one April. I think this was pretty good in the fact that he got Booker a World Heavyweight Championship, which he was looking nowhere near. He looked like he slid down a bit, and this put him right back up there. Obviously, he went on. I don't know if he won. No, he can't because it was a bit like one. But at SummerSlam, he had the title match with Rey Mysterio and beat him.
He beat me. I will not forgive. See, I was such a mark doing this because I hate.
Oh no, sorry, it wasn't SummerSlam. It was a Great American Bash. It was the next SmackDown pay-per-view.
I hate Chavo Guerrero for this.
Yeah. I thought Wednesday had a longer title reign than that, but Great American Bash it was.
And I hated King Booker because he was one that beat Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio was my all-time favorite at that point.
Yeah, you did.
But
you were like 12 when this happened. So
here's one of them. I knew it was fake, but I was still livid.
Yep.
That full Randy Orton. It took me a while to start liking Randy Orton again.
Mm-hmm.
After he screwed him out of his title shot.
Not really.
But yeah, it's one of them, innit, where he was good at what he did, Booker. That's why I hated him.
I think we should put him in the bottom of the Bs because I don't think the tournament itself didn't feel as prestigious at this point.
I would put bottom of the Bs, and the tournament is because it did well for Booker, but this character working has ruined everybody else.
Yeah, so the next 4, there's only 4 left after this, which is mad, really. We'll get into them now.
It's yes, it went to King Booker, but King Booker had the charisma to pull it off.
Yeah,
and it made sense because he wasn't doing anything else. Not just all of a sudden I'm going to be a king. He was like another deluded. I genuinely think I'm a king now.
Yeah, and he was really annoying, but really good deal at the time. I thought, 2008. This is an odd one. So this is the first time the entire show was on free TV.
Right.
It was on a special edition of Raw. A good friend of the show, William Regal, won it. 8-man tournament from all 3 brands. So let's have a look and see who William Regal beat. So he beat Hornswoggle by submission in 18 seconds in the first First
What's
round.
good about that? The fact that you just know Regal just like choked him out or something.
Yeah, he did. I remember watching it. He was GM at the time, so he was booking the tournament. That's what happened here. He then beat Finlay by knockout, and then he beat CM Punk in the final by submission.
So there was a story running through it.
The storyline at the end was amazing. So it became Regal was corrupt with power. He would literally come out and he would like just end matches, the end Raw, because he was like, "You fans don't deserve to see this anymore," and just literally turn the lights off, like Raw matches. And there was one time where he was like, proper going at Kevin Dunn in the production truck, like, "Turn it off right now." And the only reason it stopped was because obviously there was the big steroid scandal. A lot of people got signed out. He was one of them, got suspended for 60 days. So he got kayfabe sacked, and then came back as a free agent 60 days later. I think he lost like a match to Mr. Kennedy. Like all of a sudden, it was really random. Like if you lose your sack,
such a shame.
Because there was genuine talk of him being like becoming the first British world champion. The heel character was that good. He was that hated. Because it wasn't like a comedy commissioner thing like his first one. He was like King Lear kind of thing. Like the power was too much. It was really, really good. But then obviously, unfortunately, he got caught up in all that. And I think there's about 14 people however many suspended at once.
Yeah.
He was one of them.
Such a shame because I love Drew McIntyre, and part of me is glad that Drew McIntyre was the first British World Heavyweight Champion, and hopefully not the last, because it would have been rubbish if it was one of the others. But if it was Regal, and maybe it's just because I'm a massive Regal fan, but I just think that would have meant so much to Regal. Yeah, if he was
really, because this was the end of like Regal being a force. Like, he did so well. The 60 days. Happened, and then he came back and he was never quite the same again. In terms of he never anywhere got near up the card where he did.
He went to ECW after that, didn't he?
Right, he went to ECW. He had a good main event run on the lower brand, but I guess it's just like headlining NXT in a way now, isn't it? But it was disappointing, but the potential was there. I want to say like below Booker, possibly.
Maybe a high C.
High C. Let's go high C for the symmetry. That's the wrong one. That's bloody Sheamus.
Just because, I mean, I'm a big Regal fan, so that would always sway me. But he had a decent run, and the story's there, and he won it for a reason. Yeah, he didn't get because of but it was still disappointing because it didn't go where it should have gone. Yeah,
actually, I don't know if we can have him with. Can we have Triple H?
Well, Triple H,
No,
what do you remember? What do you remember
H.
more? Do you remember King Regal? Do you want to give it to me? And do you know what? I reckon he'd actually be buzzing with this Regal. I think.
He would. We'll tweet about it on Wednesday. We'll let him know. We'll let him know that he's made it to the upper half of the list. No, he's not. Just top bottom after. It's like Everton star performance. Please. Okay, but and then it gets a bit weird. King of the Ring after this. So next, it's 2010. It's a long time ago. And it was Sheamus who won it on a special edition of Raw again. Let's have a look. So this is a 16-man tournament again. He beats R-Truth. Then he beats Kofi Kingston. Then he gets a bye because Drew McIntyre and Ezekiel Jackson have both been counted out. And finally beats John Morrison.
A weird one, isn't it? Sort of who's who of mid-level talent.
He had a cool king gimmick in it. He was like a Celtic king. So he had some like... The days like there was when he was the normal stuff. He actually got like a cool Celtic looking crown, but also rubbish.
Was it? I didn't watch it, and I know he's won it because I know he's won everything, but I couldn't tell you much about this.
Yeah, that bumps it up to like low D for me. But I remember there's a table for free called like the King's Court or something, and it was Regal, Barrett, who's next, and Sheamus, and Regal went, I don't know why they've got us free on here. We're possibly the three worst Kings of the Ring of all time. It kind of almost derailed Sheamus for a little bit, so I'd be tempted to put him on at the lower end of the D.
Yeah, see, this is the point. Sheamus already had a character, didn't he? And he didn't need to be a king. He didn't need to wear all the king stuff.
Yeah, it just didn't do a lot for him because he was stuck with this stupid king gimmick. Regal sort of avoided it, but the next three, my God, did they not avoid it?
No, and now where does it go? Do you know what I mean? What's the?
So I'm thinking lower D. Sheamus, it was rubbish. No one remembers it. No one cared. It was just a 3-hour edition of Raw before they were all 3 hours.
Yeah.
wasn't
It's
very
like
good.
it's what you say the WrestleMania test. The only King gimmick I can imagine doing it is King Booker from King of the Ring. Obviously,
Yeah.
Jerry Lawler could have done that, but King Booker, if he'd have won it at the time, if he'd done King of the Ring and he's that deluded and he genuinely thinks he's a king, you could see him being at the top of the card. Can you see King Sheamus because he's won a tournament, he's calling himself king? No, I don't think you can.
Absolutely not. No, unless I'm pretty sure that the top half of the table is safe here with these last two.
Yeah.
King Barrett, right? King Barrett. So wasn't a King of the Ring pay-per-view. It was a King of the Ring network exclusive.
No.
Filmed live before SmackDown in Moline, Illinois. Really,
wasn't this a case of he's a British guy, let's make him king?
Yeah, and it was also a case of we need to test out the network with live events. I think as well was a big part of it. There was they started showing a few more house shows type stuff on here. I think they had like the Madison Square Garden one and Beast in the East, which is in the archives around the same time. Let's have a look at the bracket. He beats Dolph Ziggler, quarterfinals on Raw. Then in the semifinals on the WWE Network, the next night, on a Tuesday night, he beats R-Truth. Oh, he's Bad News Bear at this point. So he's got a great gimmick that he swaps for this shite.
Yeah.
Then he beats Neville in the final.
And he started like a feud, didn't he, with Neville? And it led to him being called the Cosmic King.
Yeah, because he's teamed with Stardust.
Stardust against Stephen Amell.
Stephen Amell, yeah.
Where they were trying to... It was like Stardust thought Stephen Amell was actually Arrow.
Yeah.
And there was trying to play on the old Neville, the man who gravity forgot, being a superhero kind of guy himself, I think.
Yeah, he wasn't very good. I mean, Stephen Amell did a good performance, didn't he? But he's still hanging around wrestling like a bad smell.
Yeah, Stephen. He's got that new show. I don't know.
Yeah,
he's got the. Is it called Heels or something?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I'll
get
probably
confused
watch
about
it.
the AEW one. Yeah.
I'll probably watch it. It's basically. I guess it's like Glow, but for men.
Yeah. Oh, the cancelled Glow.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It's very sad. I was looking forward to that next season. Yeah. I think King Barrett possibly one above Mabel.
What was it? Why is it Billy Gunn?
Yeah, because he had Mr. Ass was a shit gimmick anyway.
Yeah.
Bad News Barrett, that was great.
With his gavel,
his big pedestal that got higher and higher and he swapped that for this king shite.
He sort of,
this was the beginning of the end. But this time next year, he was gone.
Yeah. What did he do after this?
He had that brief tag team with Sheamus where he was lads, which was great. Then it was League of Nations and he was done.
I'd love to have seen Sheamus. Right? It's not going to happen now because McIntyre's too big. But imagine Sheamus, McIntyre, and Barrett stable.
Oh, they're all there. They're all in the company. The pieces are there.
It would be good, wouldn't it? Because they're all mates as well, I think, aren't they?
It's like having like sausage, eggs, and bacon and not making a breakfast, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just like,
yeah,
you got to do it.
McIntyre's too big for it now. Sheamus, he's floating about, and they could just be three British and Irish lads who just love fighting people.
Yeah,
that's the gimmick, writes itself. They just love scrapping.
Yeah,
no matter if they win or lose. They're just three hard lads who are just like.
I'm sure it was there's a storyline on one of the games, wasn't it, where they would call themselves the United Kingdom, and I'm sure it was this three.
Yeah, it would be so good.
Yeah,
could get a fourth because most tables are four, don't they?
Yeah, who else is British?
Imagine them three against the New Day.
Danny Birch.
Yeah, because he fits the profile. I mean, he doesn't fit
the profile. Pete Dunne would have been better. Why do I think Pete Dunne before I thought Danny Birch? There we go.
Because he has to bring Only Lorcan across. No, know who it is? Big Ridge.
This
is the way to bring Ridge Holland back into the thing,
Yeah, because then if you got one, you've got two funny ones, don't you?
Yeah,
we need to bring back Mason Ryan for this to work.
Yeah, he's Welsh fella,
yeah. And
you just got big lads who just like hating people.
Yeah,
I think there's money in that.
And you should do like some niche British jokes that only us get. So they're like the Heartland nation, the faces with us.
Yeah,
heels in America.
You can imagine them three going against the New Day. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, or against the split up now, aren't they? But the Undisputed Era.
Yeah,
or even Imperium.
Yeah,
they could do a full-on Brexit storyline with the European lads at Imperium.
Vince or Triple H, book it. Convince Barrett to get back in the ring. Barrett, McIntyre, Sheamus, get it or get him on.
Big Ridge, he's there as well.
Yeah,
Ridge. Only three people, aren't they? We only need 3 on 3. We can do that. But no, get him down to NXT. Get him in War Games against someone.
Yes.
Don't even care who it is. It could be the job squad for all I care. I just want to see them free war games.
Just have them as nutters or just dirty people.
Old school war games. Get the lid back on.
Yeah.
And let them scrap.
Yeah, because you can do it, blood and guts. As we, it's in the archives. We praised it for the structure.
Yeah, it can be done.
You can do it all
without jeopardizing match quality.
Yes.
But having said that,
this was not very good. Second worst.
Second worst. And I think we've got another one challenging for the bottom tier here. When this goes, Barrett don't want to move, so he's not even doing that. Can't even move him up to F. Oh, Christ, F now. Well, to be honest, let's get talking about it, but he's probably going to stay where it is. Last ever winner currently. Won it 2 years ago. Still sort of doing the gimmick, even though he's feuding with Shinsuke Nakamura over it right now.
Well, this could be maybe in 2 months' time. Maybe it led to something because I think Kingsuke Nakamura, everyone wants, don't they?
Everyone, yeah. Well, if you can't get Vinsuke Nakamura, that's what you want instead, yeah. So this was across Raw and SmackDown, with the final just being on a random episode of Raw.
Was it not supposed to be on a pre-show, which don't make it better? But it was supposed to be on a pre-show, and then they moved it, didn't they?
Yeah. What would it be around? It's September, so it would have been around whatever the pay-per-view was, then, like Hell in a Cell or something like that.
I'm sure it was supposed to be.
Yeah, I think that rings a bell. That does ring a bell that they moved it off the pay-per-view. So let's see Baron Corbin beat The Miz, Cedric Alexander, Samoa Joe and Ricochet in a triple threat. And then Chad Gable in the final.
Shorty G, wasn't it? Was it called Shorty G?
That was in this feud, wasn't it? Which makes it bad enough as it is.
Yeah, and then what was he doing before? He was Constable Corbin, though. I didn't mind. It
was hilarious, even though it was bad, objectively bad TV. I just thought he was a funny shithouse heel general manager.
Yeah, when he put himself in matches and he make up rules and start matches again.
Yeah, the bit where I always used to be scared of Brock anyway. Like, Brock would come out and he'd just leave immediately and stuff. I quite like that.
And then he got his comeuppance in when he fired Heath Slater.
Yeah.
And he became a ref. You don't see that often, do you? He got fired and he got a job back as a ref.
Yeah.
And they just had him reffing matches until he ended up reffing that match, didn't he? But who beat him? Somebody who shouldn't have been wrestling beat him there. I can't remember who it was. Someone beat him and all the people he screwed over came back.
I remember he got beat by Kurt Angle, didn't he? Because he made that international battle royal.
Yeah.
And there was loads of just random jobbers in there, supposedly from different countries, and Kurt Angle was one of the conquistadors.
Well, he beat Kurt Angle in WrestleMania.
He did his last ever match. So I guess he's got that coming for it. That's good. Because he was King Corbin then, was he?
Yeah, but this, Baron Corbin, he won Money in the Bank.
No, he wouldn't have been. This was after he beat Kurt Angle, actually.
Yeah. No, but Baron Corbin, he won Money in the Bank, and we all thought. I remember people being pleased, thinking Baron Corbin's cup is going to do well, and then he lost a gin there, and it all just gone. He slagged off Meltzer.
Yeah, that somehow. I think it was just the way he did it, and he also had to go to veteran by accident in the sense one time as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
around the same time, I think.
And then it's been downhill ever since.
Yeah, I think it shows a bit of immaturity. I think Vince still likes him. He's always reliable feud for a new babyface, but it's just not doing that, is he? He's
no.
Don Shinsuke, they've already had 4 matches and it's only been going a month. They've literally wrestled every week.
This is the issue with WWE now, though. They do wrestle all the time and you get bored of it straight away.
So I think next week they've got one for the crown. So that'll be the 5th match, I think.
Yeah.
This Friday coming up and the winner gets the crown. Hopefully King Corbin loses and that's the gimmick over.
Yeah.
But then we've got King Shinsuke. King of Strong Style, I guess. So that makes sense, doesn't it? That's what they're going with there, I think.
Yeah.
So it might be slightly better. But hopefully, I thought it was because a few weeks ago, they started mentioning that he'd won King of the Ring for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
And I think everyone was like, here we go, we're going to get King of the Ring again. But it just led to the feud with Shinsuke instead.
If Shinsuke had won the King of the Ring and Corbin wasn't happy about it, that would have been better.
Yeah. But, beat him in the final. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. You could get a good... If they had longer than 5 minutes, you could get a decent match out of those two, I think.
I think you could, quite easily.
If you went for the pay-per-view. But there's just a thing in the WWE TV matches are just never going to be good. I don't know what it is. But unless it's the main event of a TV show, they're just not going to be good most of the time.
They go 5 minutes. They
go 5 minutes. It ends up a roll up. It's just I don't know. It's strange. I'm because I'm not a wrestling guy in terms of. I'd rather see a good storyline in a 7-star match. Yeah. So it doesn't bother me too much. But I think for your main events, if you do want that good match,
you need the good story as well, don't you? To be that.
Yeah. But I think we accidentally put him because he glitched into the higher part of the F, just below Billy Gunn.
And I think that's probably where he needs to stay. Yeah, so we'll sum them up in summary. What we're going on. We've got 4 in F.
Yeah, all deserving, I think.
I agree.
Billy Gunn, rubbish. Baron Corbin, King Corbin now, rubbish. And also, the worst thing about King Corbin is his bloody new entrance music, where it just kind of randomly flips between his old one and the standard King theme. It's very. I thought that was going to be like a stop.
Yeah,
it's 2 years now. Come on. Yeah. King Barrett, unfortunately, the Cosmic King, terrible. And the worst King.
The only good thing I just thought of now with King Corbin is he's got a different style crown. He had like the Jon Snow Game of Thrones style stuff.
Yeah, all right, let's bump him up above Billy Gunn for that.
Yeah, you gotta love individuality with the scepter.
One day this will move, but that's where he is, Russ.
He's above. Yeah. So Mabel's the worst, then Barrett, then Billy Gunn, then Baron Corbin.
Yep. D, we've got Ted DiBiase. Ken Shamrock and Sheamus is lucky to be up there, I think, really. Now,
yeah. Baby. Shamrock, is he unlucky to be below, but it was disappointing.
Yeah. Didn't lead anywhere, and obviously, so the next year he lost and did a very good run.
And Ted DiBiase, we all forgot that he was king.
Yeah. Again, how show winner, it's difficult, isn't it? But yeah. No, I'm there. C, mid-table now. We've got King Regal, which had potential but didn't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H, which was kind of, again, the best thing he did was being suspended the year before.
Yeah.
Don Morocco.
First winner. He's got to be up there because he won the first one.
Yeah, and then King Edge, which again, we think he didn't need it.
No, I didn't add anything to him. I think that's fair enough.
Didn't do anything for him. B, we've got Brock Lesnar. We've got Randy Savage, Macho King. King Harley Race, and King Booker.
Yeah, see, Brock Lesnar, he didn't need it, but it did lead somewhere. So that's why he's above Edge, I think.
Yeah, and it was just another tail on his path of destruction, wasn't it?
Yeah, Macho King.
Really
House Show again, the same with Harley Race, but probably the two of the better things they did in the company.
Yeah.
And King Booker revitalised him.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it should be a bit. Let's put him there, King Booker. Yeah, just revitalize his career. And then A tier, we got the Hats.
Fair, because they were both what you would expect from King of the Ring. The good wrestlers, and it did propel their prospective careers, didn't it?
Yeah. So I'm pleased where they are.
I think the internet will be pleased that we've got the Hearts.
Yeah. Number 3 and 4 between them, and then up at the top, I think undisputedly. Before we even started this, I think when you were going to put Stone Cold here.
Yep.
Number 1, and then Kurt Angle.
I just know you can disagree with Kurt Angle.
Yeah. No, he's, again, like Brock Lesnar, but even kind of better because he just played the gimmick a lot better than Brock Lesnar did. All the way. But, number 2.
I think we've done well there.
It's a good comprehensive list, isn't it?
It is a good list.
Very pleased with that list, yeah. Right.
A lot of good wrestling chat there.
That's it. Let us know in the YouTube comments, on the tweets, on the Facebook, on the Instagram, what you think.
Yeah, we are available anywhere. Wrestling Around Google us. You can find us. Let us know by some sort of platform whatever you decide to use. Whatever you like best. Tell us if we're wrong. Tell us if we're right. Tell us what you would do. Tell us if you want to see King of the Ring back. I think I would like to. They mentioned it slightly, didn't they, with the British tournament or the UK tournament? They called it UK King tournament, King of the Ring.
Yeah, it was. They were going to bring it back. I think they changed to NXT UK, and thank God didn't they? Because that would not have been good.
Because it would have been the old. Because we've got a king. We've got a king. It would have been that, wouldn't it? Yeah. It would have been the old monarchy thing.
Yeah.
You don't need to see it.
But hopefully one day we see King of the Ring come back with a worthy prize of SummerSlam Championship shot or something like that.
Even if it's just a network exclusive and it's to get unknown wrestlers on the map.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd rather see indie talent than mid carders to lower carders.
Yeah. I think it's one of those ones where it's good if it works.
Yeah.
Terrible if it doesn't.
But we discussed tournaments earlier, and I think networks proved specific tournaments work.
Yeah.
I think we've all proved that. Oh, good. That was a good one. That for a mystery episode. You all like the surprise. We've done the worst wrestlers matches ever last week, and now we've done King of the Ring.
We're still unorganised. We've got nothing planned for next week either.
We're a man down. We was thrown by the man down.
Yeah.
So Peter's cancelled on us today.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it
was like yesterday. He gave us 24 hours notice.
He did. Yeah, we were supposed to record on another day. Unfortunately, we couldn't. He can't make this one. So.
Yeah.
It was either without me or without Terry Peters. I think we made the right decision.
Yeah.
But he'll be back next week. There's wrestling around tonight. Wrestling around Wrestling Federation.
He's Beggar King of the Ring.
Beggar King of the Ring.
Where will they fit on the tier list? Let us know.
Oh yeah, will they be number one? Yeah, let us know. During the chat, I'll be in the chat. Terry Peters probably won't be.
He'll be there for about 5 minutes.
But he got a shout out last week. Bill Sugar Ray Franklin. He'll be.
As well.
He'll be in the chat. Join us. It's good stuff. If you like absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
That's the way to describe it, isn't it? Nonsense wrestling.
Computer generated celebrities. Yeah, fairies get yourself involved.
Fairies, you love it. So
Fairy boys. Yeah.
You can find Lou. He's Lou Markham everywhere.
I am.
I've got to do it because he's one of us, isn't he? But Bell Nation, Google Bell Nation. He's a champ. He'll be gloating forever. He won the tournament today. Which you should have already known because you obviously all watched it.
Everyone watched it, yeah. We trolled in the chat.
We trolled him. Will he do another one? Oh, I'm sure he'll tell us if he is.
No, it's going to be season 3. I caught the end.
Season 3, is he going to return?
He could return. Yeah.
So that was another link today because there was another tournament. Terry Peters won.
Yeah.
He would definitely.
Where does he? Is he F?
He's below Mabel.
Below Mabel. Wow.
Imagine Terry Peters below Mabel.
Well, we'll see it. I'm sure we'll see it on a future episode.
I think we need to see that now.
Maybe that could be a bonus match in between the final and semis and final.
Yeah, there we go. You can find me on Twitter at LeroSem. He's Lou Markham on Twitter and Instagram. And we are all wrestling around. Google it, you'll find it. And I think that's it.
That's it.
Thanks for joining us, Lou.
Thank you.
Thank you everybody for listening to this a little bit different, a tier list. Let us know if you like the tier list ideas. And thank you for listening. And join us next week where Feuds We'd Like to See will return. We'll finally get a winner. And we've got another mystery or surprise in store for you.